I'm sippin', I'm sippin', I'm sippin', I'm sippin', I'm sippin', I'm sippin', I'm sippin'.
Sippin', I'm 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 sippin'.
None. I'm glad you got this because I'm looking real crazy today. I be doing like.
This is Sippin' with Sammie. I am Sippin' with Sammie, Sam below Barstool Rule. If you ain't sippin' with Sammie, you ain't sippin' right. Get your fucking life together. And I got Saf with me.
Yo, I'm in the building.
What's up with you, Ken?
Having a good day.
Yeah.
Having a good day. Rocking my Fear vs. Love joint. You know.
Shout
Face
out to
everything
them.
and rise. Shout out to Vu. Shout out to Fear.
Yeah.
Everything
Shout
associated.
out to King Mar. Absolutely, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. So you feeling good? You say you just left one spot before you came to sip with Sammie. So you was already dancing at the other spot?
I've been sipping.
Yo. A bean. A whole
It's gonna be a good
bean.
time.
We are going to have a great episode.
Gonna have a good time.
But so how many drinks you had before this one?
I plead the fifth.
All right.
I had a good smoothie. I shout out to Zai. She made me a banging smoothie with some Henny in it. A couple shots, maybe 2 shots. I only had like 2 shots in the smoothie.
No, is she cute?
Zai's always been cute. Everybody that been to Eagle Bar knows Zai. Everybody knows Zai.
Eagle Bar for the smoothie.
Nah, I mean, it's her.
Tipper. You motherfuckers.
Absolutely, tipper. And I was with
my crowd tips. Listen,
our homie
you
Shay
ain't
Shay.
sipping with Sammie if you ain't tipping right. My
Absolutely. They should know. We already know better though. Like we know. Your name is Sippin' with Sammie and I am the bartender.
Motherfuckers think drinking is just drinking. You know
no,
what
it's
I mean?
a lot
Like,
that's associated with. It's an etiquette to it.
You gotta carry things
There's
right. My mom always
definitely-
told me if you can't afford the tip, get a bottle and go back home.
Absolutely.
You know
Absolutely.
what I mean? It's cheaper that way.
And we was all doing it anyway during the Rona, so I got used to it.
Plus, that's kind of why, like, my little thing about wanting to get back out to certain spots is so that I could spend a little cash with the people that held me down
Yeah.
before the Rona.
I needed that social activity.
But
I'm trying
like,
to tell you.
shoot, shout out the squad, shout out the Bible. Got with them this weekend. Shot down
I
there.
saw your flicks.
We had a blast.
It looked like it.
Anxiety was on a bean though.
Yeah. Where y'all
I ain't
at?
gonna front. We was
Y'all was
everywhere.
up here?
No, we was in Baltimore,
Oh, okay.
and we was a little bit everywhere. Half the places. Well, no,
They open down there?
it looked like it.
Because, you know, my birthday's coming up, and I was just with Shay and them, and they like, where you want to go for your birthday? And I want to eat good. Nothing. My favorite is seafood, so I think we might do Baltimore for the weekend or something like that.
I mean, if you do it responsibly, you should be all right.
Yeah,
Like
I
I
mean, I just
said-
want to make sure they, we mean responsibly, like safely.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I just want to lounge. I don't even need a club and all that. I just want to be outside and not in my hotel room.
You know me, I hide like when there's nothing going on. Like I go
Absolutely.
in a spot, I get a drink,
We
I find
always be
somewhere
in
to
the-
roll up,
in the
and I be
cut.
in the man. Listen,
That's what I always did.
when I say
Since
nobody
I went into the
even
club.
nobody even realized that I was doing anything different, they just was looking at me like that's what he be doing. Like no, I'm staying right
Even
here.
with our L's, like people always said that, like, yo, y'all been doing it. Yeah.
Been doing that, and trust me, and that was what was dope though. That helped me a lot. We could smoke everywhere we went, so we was just burning,
Oh, that's what's
burning,
up.
burning, burning, and
You
burning.
rock with them vapes?
I
They
fuck
get
with
smoked
them
everywhere they go when you
I
smoke.
fuck with them sometime. I fuck with
Really?
them because in case of emergency, they're perfect.
Okay.
Because you can't smoke a
Agreed.
blunt everywhere.
Agreed.
And I've had times where I couldn't, and somebody saved me.
So let me
You
ask
know
you
what I
this:
mean?
is recreational legal there
Is recreational legal out there?
in B-more?
No, it's in D.C. I think.
I know it's definitely in D.C. because somebody tried to get me. So you know, I was in like the one. I don't know where I was. Somewhere in the city. I don't know. But they had like the feds around a little courtyard. But
Right.
then they had, you know how they got like the little city workers that work there to like clean and stuff. I pulled him to, so I'm like, yo, I can blow because I felt like I smelled some weed. I'm like, I can blow. He like, yeah, somebody go roll up. The fat bull is like on somebody's heels for smoking.
For
I'm like,
smoking.
why he try to set me up 2.2 seconds ago? Like he was trying to play me.
I mean, you know.
He was trying to play me. I was so mad.
I ain't
But
gonna
so I'm
lie.
gonna ask you about that.
No, out there, I don't think so. When you go to
I don't think
D.C.,
that's either. DC is all love. I smoked out there before, like, so I know.
I seen motherfuckers on the water, broad daylight, on the balconies, blowing it down, rolling up. That
Yeah.
shit love. They say down there it's like some weird shit though. It's like I'm like, so what's exactly is recreational? Like where can I smoke? They say it's like one of them things where it's like a common courtesy thing. Like if you see people, kids try not
Right.
to smoke and shit like that.
Well, also
But I'm like,
recreational means
common
good for recreational
courtesy.
use. Like I won't smoke. I'm courteous anyway, so I'm not gonna do that. I just want to make sure the law not gonna pull up on me when I'm smoking, sitting on the dock of the bay, blowing it down, and they not going,
I mean,
So it's all good.
and you know what's crazy? 90% of times we run around smoking like it's legal.
Right.
But when you be out of town, you don't be feeling like no dumb shit.
I don't feel like the
man.
dumb shit. I really don't feel like the dumb shit. So
But yeah, I had a ball with squad as usual.
y'all look like y'all had a good time.
We always have a blast, man. It's like
Shout out to squad. That's
impossible not to.
What's up.
I slept in my truck in the whole 9. It was how things go.
Did you really?
Yeah, man. Niggas went from one spot to another spot to another spot. By the other spot, Dunyan. I'm cool. I'm gonna get a grub, go to the spot. I'll be there when y'all get there. I knew I was going to sleep.
Wow.
So before they got back, I was asleep.
I miss days like that. Like I'm always like responsibly driving, like myself and or others. So I haven't had nights like that where I could just have a ball. I'm gonna do that for my birthday though.
One of the good and bad things
It's
about
your
it is
birthday.
we had a lot of cars, but we had too many drivers.
Right.
Like too many people drove.
That's the thing.
You know
That's
what
the
I mean?
thing.
Like
That'd
it was
be a
one of them
thing,
things.
too.
Now you worried about everybody because
That'd be a thing too. I don't even do Lyft and Uber and all of that, but if I have to, I'm gonna do it.
too many
'Cause
people drove.
It's another thing. Like you more familiar with Baltimore than I did because you was down there for all that time. But it's one thing when you in your hood, you shouldn't ever drive impaired. Let's be clear. But it's also one thing when you're in familiar areas, and then when you somewhere you don't know where you at. Like,
Trying to find shit, trying to
no,
make
I'm
sure
cool.
you don't
I'm going to take my Lyft for my Uber
fuck up the
because all
speed
three of us
limit.
is going. We all gonna be fucked up. So none of us is gonna be. I would be the most responsible driver, and I'm giving up that day.
And that's what was crazy.
I'm tapping out. I'm not doing that.
I was following my guys, and I realized like after all day of like hanging out, I was sober.
Right.
Like I wasn't sober, but
you
I
get to a
wasn't
point, though,
on.
once you get a little bit longer.
So then everything started getting drawn to me, and I'm like, y'all fucked up. And I started like being grandpa,
Right.
calling niggas like, yo, what is y'all doing up there? Like, you know what I mean? All that type shit, harassing niggas because I ain't want nobody get in no trouble.
Right.
But it was just that was when it
Well, that was
smacked me.
responsible of you.
That's when it hit me like, yo, we just got too many cars. We could have consolidated a lot of this shit.
Right.
And mind you, there's still that thin line of like, you as black men, we can't ride around but so deep anyway. You know what I mean? But there shouldn't be a car that anybody went to the club and by themselves.
True. But that also shouldn't be either, that you can't ride 5 deep in a 5-passenger car.
I mean, shit. Once you get to 3, you pushing it.
I'm just saying.
It's
Yes,
real.
sir.
It's part of the reason I like that I sit up high and I got tent and I really don't ride with more than just one person with me.
Right.
And if I do have 2 people with me, it's a female and a male. Like it ain't like 3 dudes in my shit piled
Right,
up.
right.
And I ain't really
dig
got
it.
space for nobody else. My seat be in the back.
I dig it. Yeah, I'm just on a real positive note right now, just on some personal, like on a personal note. Like it's been a lot going on. This thing just wants to like love on me today. Just leave me alone. But no, I've been, just everybody has just experienced a lot through what we're going through. But right now, I'm just in a positive space. I have a lot of positive meetings, like in the past couple of days, like a lot of good things going on.
Big things them gone.
Big things are going. So yeah, so I'm just excited. So I'm in high spirits.
Yeah,
the
I
highest
see.
spirits
You
I've been in a
came
while,
sunny.
literally and figuratively.
You came
like,
in more sunny, less brick.
Listen,
You know what I mean? Less sunny, less brick. Less brick.
that's how I'm feeling these days.
Ironically,
I'm
your name
feeling
is an
these days.
oxymoron.
That'd be me.
Would have
Never
thought
know
you
what you
was
gonna
the
get.
Gemini.
I'm like Forrest Gump. Like life is like a box of chocolates. I'm like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get.
Yeah, I was confused. I'm like, what?
I'm the box of chocolates.
Right, exactly. Now, I know you was already out hanging and slanging. Did you hear about the verdict?
Yes, I did. Absolutely did.
And I'm pretty sure part of the reason you're not shocked and distraught is because we announced it on here about a month ago.
Well, I knew something was coming for the simple fact that when they announced in the news that they had National Guard and all these things on standby, I felt like they knew. Now, I actually expected, although I didn't want that, you know how you prepare for the worst. So I didn't even think that one of them was going to get. And then he didn't even, the charge
Has
that
nothing
he
to
was
do
charged.
with her.
Right. So I'm just like,
The neighbors must have been white because he must have endangered some white people. That is crazy.
right.
But
So yes, I am.
yeah, like I said, I wasn't shocked. my heart was broke when I heard it the first time before we even put that episode out because I knew it was true.
Right.
I've been listening to reports since then. They've been talking to law enforcement and lawyers from all around the country, different places, that is saying that they still could have indicted that man. They said you can indict anything you want if you want to.
Right, absolutely. For a crime, absolutely.
The thing that's throwing me now, and hopefully we'll get our guest on soon and we could bring it up to him, is that they're now saying that it wasn't a no-knock warrant. They actually knocked and identified themselves. And then they're saying that they have the sole witness that they identified themselves.
Really?
But they saying that the same witness, that this is what other attorneys are saying, that same witness said 3 times that they didn't, and on the 4th time said that they did. And then there's 12 other witnesses that said that they didn't. And that the emergency
but they also changed the law.
And at the 911 calls that came in were 2 people that said somebody called the police, they shooting in here. Which means that they didn't think that they were the police.
Because police are already in the scene. So why are you calling the police if you think the police are there?
There's a lot of tampering going on.
Absolutely. Who wouldn't
even
think that
down
it would
to our original understanding was that they had the warrant for somebody else.
There wasn't even.
And then somebody else was already arrested for it. Now they're saying that might not even be the situation. They might have changed warrants to line them up to make it look legit, to seem like it had somebody legit name on it.
Even the person who allegedly they were serving a warrant for initially said that it was still erroneous. Everything that happened was an error.
Yeah, everything was backwards and fucked up. What they call it in the movies, a clusterfuck. It's a clusterfuck. Every time the cops do some shit in the movie, they say it's a clusterfuck. And that's exactly what that shit was, man. But always prayers to our family, justice for Breonna, whatever way is possible. I'm not sure what's possible, and like I said, we'll get into it with the attorney if he taps in, because we've already talked about as much as we could really talk about of it thus far, and with the new information that's coming out, besides what I just told you, that's pretty much as far as we've gotten as new information. Beyond that, they said something about they may release the evidence. And one of the attorneys that got interviewed said if they release the evidence, you'll see that the DA is lying. So that's probably not.
I mean, look where we live, though. I mean, is anybody surprised that at any of it, at the cover-ups, at the verdict, at even the action? Unfortunately, like
none of it.
This is America.
None of it.
This is America. You know what I'm saying?
America.
Right.
No, like. It is what it is, and I ain't mean to bring your sun down, but I just wanted to make sure that you were aware.
I'm still shining bright. I'm sunny on a sunshine day and every other day, cloudy day, snowy day.
Wanted to make you aware of what we was going to get into later.
No, I already knew. I was prepared. I mean,
right, cool.
The thing is, I thought it was coming out yesterday, so I was in tune to the news all day yesterday, and then I saw they said it was going to come out today. So I've been kind of like in tune with it for my own personal reasons. But yeah, so.
All right, yeah, so. As we just spoke to, we got Wallace Wade, Esquire, in a situation with us, man.
In the building.
The guy that predicted this outcome, and I'm sure many attorneys were aware of what was about to happen, but he was one of the ones that shared it with us in our community, and we appreciate him for that. So I just wanted you to tap in today, because even within that announcement being so recent, I've heard a lot in the last couple of hours that is confusing the hell out of me, bro. But what do you have to say about the announcement in itself?
It's heartbreaking, but it's the law. Like I said before, everybody I see on Facebook, everybody going ham about the AG, the black AG, saying he's a coon or whatever. Put that aside. There is nothing on the books for these police officers to actually charge with murder. And that's what people don't understand. There is, like I said before, the one guy who got charged, like I said, he was the one who got fired.
Right.
And that's because, he was just blasting through everybody's joint. He was blasting 3-4 different houses.
But I mean, even like we knew couldn't get a murder charge, but no wrong, she couldn't even get an endangerment joint for her? Like, was the neighbors white?
Because, you have to understand that it's qualified. It's kind of somewhat qualified immunity, but they were just following the search warrant. As I said, I gotta tell everybody, if there was a progressive district attorney or AG, they probably would have went after that officer who lied on the search warrant. Those other cops were just following what the search warrant said.
Right.
So they're basically doing their job. Although Breonna Taylor was killed, they were actually doing their job. There's a lot of other things that were shicey about what they did, but in the grand scheme of things, they were doing their job. They were following the search warrant.
But the only thing criminal that happened that day was that a couple extra walls got shot.
Yeah, that's what the indictment came back in.
Now they saying that they knocked and identified themselves, right?
Yeah, so and the crazy thing about it, grand jury testimony is usually private, concealed.
Right.
And another thing that caught my ear when I was listening to AG is when asked the question of the grand jury makeup, he wouldn't answer.
Right.
The grand juries usually, in most states, grand juries are 30 deep. So it's not like the regular 12. It's more than 12. So
considerably more.
Yeah. When you go to a grand jury, the defense usually doesn't have a chance to say anything. So it was basically AG's job to put all the evidence on and try to get a charge, an indictment. And that's why I think the AG, I have a problem with AG. In our legal community, it says, a district attorney can't indict a ham sandwich, which is true.
Exactly.
Because you have no opposition. You can throw whatever you want up there to have it, because the grand jury testimony evidence doesn't have to come into regular trial. So hearsay is allowed, all that stuff is allowed.
Wow.
Yeah.
And
That's deep.
In the trial, it's always something different. You know what I'm saying? So that's the only part where I have a problem with. But I still don't see a charge where you can charge those officers with their death.
Now, but I'm just saying it has to be another crime than shooting walls. But I also he also said the AG said that there was one witness, a sole witness, that said that they heard the cops identify themselves and knock on the door. I also heard there's a dozen witnesses that said that they didn't. Plus that witness said that they didn't. Plus all the 911 calls said that they needed the police.
Absolutely.
God.
Look, I say that, there isn't a charge, but everybody knows what he did. How do you have...
They don't got Rico out there? Charge him with Rico. Charge him with Rico.
No, Rico is federal, so...
Charge him with Rico.
You're going to open up a whole can of that.
That's how they get everybody else.
And like I said, it goes back to he's able to indict a ham sandwich. If he really wanted to, those 12 witnesses were enough to get something.
Right.
But to come out and say that one person heard them say police
in an apartment building?
Right. That's ridiculous. I mean,
never.
That's far fetched.
It's like 12 against 1. Like, come on now. It's sad that is happening and it has gone down like that. And you could just see it just puts us on extra notice, like we already know what's going on, that our lives don't really matter.
But like, he's not a public servant, he's the law. and I'm not a man. I'm half a ham sandwich.
Yeah, I mean, actually, the AG is a public servant.
No, I'm talking about the police officer is not considered a public servant because according to the law, he has the right to do whatever the fuck he want and be the law.
Absolutely.
But I'm a half a ham sandwich.
What people have to understand is
That's crazy.
that these police unions have
Way too much power.
infiltrated the legislature where you can't even, the laws, they strengthened laws for police officers. You know, you can't talk to, like in PA, there's a hate crime now if you call the police a pig.
Right.
And like, that's how crazy it is now. Like, police officers have literally become a race of people.
And mind
Right,
you,
a protected class.
but if you fucking with me, the last thing I'm gonna call you is a pig. I ain't from that era. Y'all writing shit in that don't even matter no more. I'm calling you a dick and all type of shit.
As an example, it doesn't matter if anything.
No, I know. I'm fucking with you. I'm fucking with you.
Or that they could say is a threat.
It's sad that we come to the point where police feel they're being attacked, but we are the ones being
Murdered.
Right.
Yeah, and it's even worse because they are getting laws passed to get protected. It's just a sad day. Very sad day.
Yeah, this shit is amazing, bro. But it's like, what do you do? Like, you can't sleep in your crib. You can't eat ice cream in your crib. You can't take your kids home from Chuck E. Cheese. You can't do nothing.
There's a lot of things we can do. Like I said, vote. And one thing I will vote, get on juries. Don't.
Yeah, we spoke to that last time. I agree with that.
And another thing, and a lot of people may not like what I have to say about it. A lot of people, younger folks, they need to join the police force.
I can agree with that though. I can see that.
Why? And once they get there, don't fall into that trap.
But see, this is where it gets sketchy with me and police officers. Because I hear a lot of officers say they get stuck between being black and being blue.
Yep.
And that even though they went there to influence change, there is no way to change that system and with their position in it without them endangering themselves, and then their community won't back their play anyway. So, there
is always a way. Don't ever let someone say that just because you get there, there's no way to change. There is a way.
But this is the reason I started that with. This is the problem I have with officers. Because if you're telling me that and there is a way, then you just making up excuses and you one of them too. Like, this is why I had problems. We lost him. He's back.
Hold on. Yeah, somebody called.
Could you hear what I said though?
But yeah. You can repeat what you said?
I was saying that when if that's not true, if what I just said, because I've heard it from a lot of different officers watching programs and pods and shit, retired officers, about being stuck between being black and blue. If that's not true, if there's always something that they can do, then they're lying and making up excuses, and they just as bad as one of them.
Yeah, they are. What they're doing is protecting that check and that pension. Very point blank.
Word. So, I mean, I just wanted to be clear on that, because it sounds like I'm just a nigga that want to hate, you know what I mean?
It doesn't take much for officers to say, yo, man, get off this man. How much,
But that black woman officer got fired for that and got a pension snatch for that because they said she endangered the lives of the other officers.
And that's true. Now, there's more to that story, too, that I think hasn't come out. But, like I said, what has to happen is there has to be masses of people join this police force. One thing they may have a little bit of truth in that they may be alone, but you have to make the decision of, if I'm going to do this and I'm going to make change. Shoot, the white folk that join, their thing is, I'm protecting service. That's why quote unquote join, but who are they protecting and serving?
Buildings and white people.
There you go.
But what's up with these buildings too? Why is everything about buildings, yo? It's the weirdest shit. Monuments and buildings mean so much. All this shit is 200 years old.
Right.
Well, I mean,
It's in short.
it's everybody thinks this is BLM. Like, I'm not, BLM is BLM. But the building part, I think, is, Antifa is attacking those. So, burning down buildings, things of that stuff, that's history. That goes back hundreds of years of one way of people getting out their anger.
Oppressed people have always done that in graffiti.
Yeah. So, but I will say that I think that in this instance for the past couple of months, it hasn't been African Americans that's doing it. I think it's been the radical group Antifa, from what the reports that I've heard, that are doing this stuff and basically giving BLM protesters a bad.
Sure, even the hoodie dude or whatever they call him, the umbrella dude that got arrested.
Right.
That's absolutely.
The lady that burnt down the Wendy's in Atlanta.
Right.
So, politically, they are using that as a means to enhance the Republican.
Sure.
So even the protection or the force that they're showing or trying to show towards protecting these buildings is political.
Right. Oh, absolutely. The theme of Republican political party is law and order.
Absolutely.
So they boarding up the buildings, and next thing you know, they're gonna have a lot of police out there ready to go in.
But I rap, right? And I know what a reach is. Law and order has nothing to do with protect and serve.
No, it doesn't.
It's the opposite.
Correct.
It's the opposite of protect and serve. But they bunch it together as if defund the police and all of that goes against law and order. And these things are not the same thing.
Not at all. Not at all.
Yeah, I just wanted to be clear on that because I hate the fact that it's all being merged together in one commercial in a 20-second soundbite. It's amazing.
And that goes to the time when, our youth, even our older people, they have short attention spans.
Mm-hmm.
They can't. How many people have, still read a book?
Right.
Get lost in a movie after, 45 minutes.
Right.
Our attention has been limited, and one thing I say, information doesn't come quick.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to really do your research to figure out what is really going on. What's this talk about over here? Oh, we got to find that out over here, but there's something over here that you need to put the two together. People don't do that anymore.
I was
about to say that.
I also think something that I learned being a marketing major and always caring about business is how much things seep into your psyche subliminally. How many things you don't realize, even if you didn't pay attention, if you heard it in the background, you still caught a little bit of that. And if you keep hearing it, like similar to like, if you get thirsty, you might not even drink Pepsi, but you'll get thirsty and think Pepsi.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because of marketing and because of, how messaging is done, and they have think groups on what tone to use, what pace to use, what pitch to use, you know what I mean, and all of those things, what music to use. And it's a lot of music beds behind a lot of this shit, which helps things seep into you. So I think that a lot of the times people are taking in things and regurgitating things that they don't even realize where they got it from.
But guess what? It's interesting you said that. I watched a documentary last night on Netflix called The Social Dilemma.
I'm about to watch it.
Yeah, so you heard of it?
Yeah, I've been on schedule to watch it.
So it's really interesting because basically, so you said you don't even know why subliminally or subconsciously you have these ideas or these thoughts, and going deep in, like digging a little deeper, going a little further, like all of this is a strategy. Like this is what, all of the social media corporations are actually programming into us. Like they are really beyond Big Brother. Like they're really watching us, and actually beyond watching us, they're motivating our interests and our actions. Even as regards to the radicals, it goes even that deep. they'll find a group of radicals and sync them all together and somehow get them to
And
convene.
there's radical social media platforms.
Right, that's what they're saying. So
Like specifically.
so that's what they speak to. So they'll see
Yep.
a person that they'll see 100 people who are interested in a radical platform, and they'll group them together and somehow get them to be on the
You'll
same
be like-minded
platform.
and be wound up in the
Absolutely.
same
So it'll
groups
go from one
at some
person to
point.
100 to 1,000.
Mhm.
So yeah, so they were saying they even. I mean, it's very recent, as you know. They spoke about the protests and the anarchs that were actually there and from the other side that rallied and came from congregating on Facebook.
Well, people have for years, a lot of especially a lot of rappers and entertainers in our community have been speaking about free thought and not being a part of groupthink. You know what I mean? And groups are good for certain things, but we need individuals and groups to come up with new things and to do better things. So like, I think that like social media is the perfect place to exploit that, which is why if you look at my page, especially on Facebook, there's a lot of pushback from me on why are you doing this? What makes this cool? Why are you just like, what makes it where you just want to blindly do this thing and then defend it when you really don't know why you're doing it in the first place? You know what I'm saying? And once you figure out why you're doing it, it might break your heart.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? Like once you really dig into you, it'll hurt you. And I think that like they have found a way to quantify data and build algorithms.
Absolutely. That's
to be
exactly
able to
what they
like,
speak about.
I mean, Kanye told us a long time ago, we all insecure. I'm just the first to admit it. They put people in a position to satisfy all their insecurities.
Right.
Correct. Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
Even down to how the like button is structured, how the emojis run, what's on your mind being the question at the top of the page. Like everything is about your ego.
They even said how to keep you like not to keep you hanging. Like so, if you send a message to someone or if you are make a post, they'll have the 3 dots. Like no, don't lose them. Keep them engaged. Let them know somebody's commenting. Let them know that they're coming. Let them know they're still messaging. Keep them engaged. Don't lose them. You know, like that's crazy.
I ain't gonna lie. When they say some shit like that, typing and shit, I get out of it anyway.
You'll get it anyway. You'll see it when they finish.
I get out of it anyway. I can't wait on like.
You'll see it when you're ready.
And like, you know, my engagement is different than a lot of other people's on there. Like I'm purposeful when I get on there. I either got something to say, I got something to do. I really don't have time to like wait around for replies. I'll get them. I'll get them. And I mean, like, even like I told somebody, I was talking to Poe yesterday. He asked me if I had somebody's number. I said, no, but I got their email. I said, but the way people phone is set up nowadays, you just as good emailing them because it's going to probably come through as a text message.
Right.
They don't let you miss nothing.
Yeah. I'll answer to your text before I even answer your phone call.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So I'm like, you might as
I know
well
what
just
it's all
email
about.
them. Yeah, it's crazy. But not to
Maybe a
get
preface.
not to get too far off task, but what's the community talking about? The people around you that you deal with about cases like this, or what guys in your position could do towards the future?
Well, I mean, one of my friends I went to school with out of Morehouse, he's actually he's in contact with the family. Actually, Breonna Taylor's family.
Dope.
I haven't gotten on with him yet. But a couple of friends, my closest friend who lives in Jacksonville, we basically have the same mindset. Like, it's something that we talked about. We kind of figured it was going to come out like this. And the only way we can change it is if we change who's in office.
Absolutely.
Police unions. Like, even in court, even though it's a grand jury, grand juries are still selected. We gotta stop talking about, I gotta go to work, I can't go on the grand, I can't get on the jury. Like those little things like that decide on whether or not somebody convicted. Like you're supposed to be judged by your peers.
Sure.
So if I'm a defendant, 12 white folks don't know how I live.
Right.
Like you get a story and 12 white people probably will not understand what's going on, but you get that one black person in the room and he'll say, oh yeah, this is why he did this and this, you know what I'm saying? Like,
hey, you know what?
But guess what?
Hold on real quick, because you just reminded me of something. I'm assuming everybody saw it last time you was on here. Tell them exactly what kind of attorney you are so that they understand what angle you speaking from, what expertise you coming from. I apologize.
I am a criminal attorney.
Right.
All right. So what I wanted to say was, it's also like you said, people need to earlier, when you first came on, that one of the things we can do is to be on these juries, right? And I'm speaking from a personal perspective. It's also important to know that once you're in that room, like, don't bend. Stay strong. You know what I'm saying? Because I've seen people break, I've seen people bend, and it's really important. People don't understand it. You don't know. It's a whole lot of pressure. You think that you going to sit there and speak your mind when 11 other people are coming at you. You got to stay strong if that's what you really believe in. Just don't cave, because I think that that's really important.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, and I'll say this. I had a trial with my partner last year, and it's on appeal now. But the first time the jury came out, there was no decision. It was deadlocked. So we went about a week and a half. Came back deadlocked. I want to say there was a holiday weekend coming up. And boom.
They wanted to get out of there. They just caved.
It was like, because we never knew what the numbers were.
Right. Couldn't you ask for the poll?
I didn't take a poll. I didn't take a poll. So what happened was, my partner, he actually saw one of the jurors in the Walmart.
Oh.
We not really come
right.
Up to whatever, but actually came up to him and told him what was going on in the jury.
Right.
He can't do anything. She was like, yeah, it was 8-4 that they were going to convict, but it was 4 people like, nah, they ain't got enough evidence.
Right.
So in that time period, and she was like, it was 8-4 right before the holiday.
Right. Listen, what I did in my case was I called the lawyer after it happened, and I told him exactly what happened. I was like, they did not go through by the book. I was like, they did not go. They couldn't even come on a decision on the first count. They skipped the first count and went to the second count. I was telling him everything. Like, I left on his voicemail. Like, I felt very uncomfortable. Like, I told him the whole thing. Like, listen, he can do what he want to do. If it went to appeal, whatever. But he has the information, because I ain't feel right about the shit. Like, I didn't fucking feel right. Like, listen.
It's people have to. And my thing is, we have become a self-society.
Right.
And that case showed me how selfish people were. People were just so adamant about
a barbecue.
The holiday that they'd rather put this man in jail, which could have ended up in, a minimum of 30 years.
Right, it's life altering. If it's 2 days or 20, you know what I'm saying? That's life altering.
Any time over 5 to 10 years,
that shit is life altering.
It alters 3 generations.
Yeah,
Correct.
3 generations, and I don't think people realize that shit. And that's one person, and we know families where like that's a regular thing. Everybody around them go in and out and whatever have you. Like,
right,
it's a real thing.
And that's the most heartbreaking thing I've dealt with as being a lawyer on the criminal side is people being insensitive. Like, if someone does something, and they convict them, cool. But let's not do that because you're ready to go home.
right.
You know what I mean? Like, I got a problem with that. Like, this man could be spending, like, a lot of us have never been to jail before. We've heard stories. But to send some jail for, a minimum of 20, 25
for your better interest, because of you.
Right. Because you just feel like, I got to get to a barbecue. I mean, to me, that's...
But listen, not to mention, you don't have jury on days that it's going to be a barbecue anyway. So, damn.
The judge ain't coming. The judge ain't coming.
It don't matter. You're off. You're not going to be there. Court is closed.
Right.
It don't even start till like...
But that's my same argument in relationships when they get dangerous. It's like, yo, she will send you to jail because she's never been to jail before. She will lie as a way to win, and you will have to deal with it.
She or he, people in general.
You know
Just
what I mean?
People in general.
Because a lot of the dudes I'm talking to have been booked before. They don't even want their enemies booked.
Yeah,
you know
but
what I'm
guess
saying?
what? Females on females, men on hating female, like whatever it is.
There's some weird shit out here.
Exactly.
Don't slam that gate on nobody unnecessarily.
Don't slam that gender gate over here.
I'm slamming. I'm throwing that gate around. God damn it. That gate is gonna fly. No, I'm fucking with you. Got Wally caught up in that.
Wallace, you gonna represent me? No, he's getting a call. Look, he's getting a call.
Wally faded the black on you.
Nah, somebody was trying to call, man. Listen. It's all good though. But yeah, so it's just interesting that like again, one of my slogans is "No one is half the battle," because just coming back to our initial conversation, we kind of, I don't even want to say predict, because it wasn't a prediction, because it's what's written. You know what I mean? Like literally what's written in regards to law. But no one has half the battle, so we already kind of knew the direction it was heading, and it's just unfortunate. And that's why voting, as you also mentioned, was so important, because having certain people in office, I know a lot of people think that your voice doesn't matter. But even these local elections, they really matter, because they depict who is making those decisions that's going to affect you on a day-to-day basis. And a lot of people don't really understand that. So that's why it's so important as well.
I feel like though, like, and I like we put a lot of pressure on people, and I hope that they respond to it. But the pressure has to be on the politicians at some point. We just keep being in situations where it's do or die. We got two candidates we don't like. We got to pick the lesser two evils. At some point, they got to give a fuck about us. They have to show us how they impact our lives. Because the majority of this country is at the bottom. And if you talk to anybody at the bottom, they say no matter what president been in office, they've been at the bottom.
But guess what? On a local level, you going to find some people that's really putting that work in.
And there are some.
And so I feel like nationally,
but when I say politicians, I don't mean all.
Right. I feel
just
like nationally,
when I say the gender
you
thing,
might be right though. Like I feel like you're right on a national level.
Yeah.
But when I'm specifically talking about is them day-to-day things. And when you talk about them local elections, there are some people that's really rolling their sleeves up and they really fighting for us. But you got to know their agenda. That's our due diligence for us to pick the right person.
Right.
That's not going to be two-faced and they all it's politics. It's politics.
But you have to literally build a trust to build an interest.
Sure, but that's about information.
And that's the thing. Information is the power, like you said, and that's how you started it.
Or recess, or resources, or lack thereof.
But when it comes down to generations and generations of being like, yo, neither side give a fuck. The local person that does give a fuck, I talk to them.
Right.
And you know what I mean? And that's how people been carrying it for a long time.
But guess
what? You know who we got up our way and who we've always had? Wadsworth, Ogans, Ave, who our representatives have been. The people in our communities was comfortable with them. Right.
But they was all of a certain age. They was all of a certain thought process. They was all of a certain, you know what I mean? But my whole thing is I say to those people too, I challenge, because I've even thought about it. I challenge and charge those people. Run for something you can. Run for your ward leader.
That's what I do.
Run for, you know what I'm saying?
I see that more lately.
You know what I mean?
I see a lot more of that lately. I see regular people going into politics.
Whatever it is.
That have
your state rep, whatever.
That have the right intentions, good agendas, and when they get into position, they saying the right stuff and doing the right things. And I like to see that more.
Absolutely.
But I don't think, what do you think about this, Wally?
I don't want to be the face. I want to be in the cabinet,
I don't think you should be able to be a career politician.
I agree. I think there should be term limits on all offices. And right now, there's no term limits on a U.S. senator or a U.S. congressman. Like
or the Supreme Court either, right?
Or the Supreme Court.
And honestly, there's no term limit for city council in Philadelphia.
Right.
You know, because Marion Tasco was our person.
Forever.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So,
well, you know, don't they? There's no limit, but don't they also have? Well, never mind.
But I mean, even as far as like transitioning from like one office to another office to another office to another office, like I think you can't. Okay with that. You can't get because you can't get so far without owing somebody. And by the time you get to where you going, your agenda offense.
I think that's lawyers. I feel like that's a lot of people.
I kind of. Because I'm going to give you an example. It is a very close thing. My ex-father-in-law, he acted with a police officer. Then he became, he was on Kansas City Council. And He ran for mayor and he lost for like 100 votes. And then he became a state congressman. And after he left that, he became Camden County Sheriff.
Okay.
So,
But I think that that's probably long enough though. Like I feel like he was an officer, then went back to being an officer in 8 years.
yeah, but I was, it depends on, I don't.
But guess what?
Different parts of politics. And he
Sure.
wasn't staying, like, if you're a U.S. senator, you're only doing one thing. If you're, Philadelphia council person, you're only doing one thing.
Right.
Yeah.
So there is no change.
Right. So that's what I said. I agree with that.
Look, my Camden area from 1984 until maybe 5 years ago, it was one thought process.
Mhm.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what I was just speaking to.
Right. We can all attest to that.
But me, the change in my area came is when we got a light on the corner of my block on Stanton Avenue, Philadelphia.
That used to have accidents every day in the
yes.
summer.
Accidents would happen when I was born up until I came back from college.
Bro,
Right.
we used to be at the studio watching people bang out.
Right.
Right.
I was there.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? Like, it took y'all, 3 years to get a street light there. You know what I'm saying? So, when I say, if you're in one position, yeah, I was
Right.
you should get two.
Right.
But if you're, going here, that's totally different. You're using different avenues of the policy.
I agree. That's what I was going to say. That's exactly what I was going to say.
But I
agree
think
with
that you get the rollover effect. I think that like you might win against somebody that's better off just because you have that thing that you did before, but you might not be better for the people. So how long do you get to get away with that?
That's our due diligence. That's our due diligence, though.
You can't blame a politician for that.
That's what I say.
But
That's
we back
our
to
due diligence.
we back to motivating people to want to have
But
the
look,
information.
what I wanted to say was this, right?
Now, I don't blame Trump for anything that he does. I blame the people. Trump is who he is.
Yeah, I mean, we knew who he was.
Right.
But listen,
And all those who didn't vote, who stayed home, who felt like, okay, I'm going to vote for independent.
But he lost the popular vote. He won the electoral college.
right?
And that
Well,
electoral
somebody voted
college
for
is
him.
some bullshit.
It is. I was saying that too. I was just saying that yesterday.
It's a way to push the pendulum.
Absolutely.
I always say is, look, that's the rule.
But how do we get rid of that?
We got to change the constitution.
Exactly.
So that means we got to get people in Congress.
Right. And that's what I said. Exactly.
You got another 100 years of voting.
But listen, what I want, you froze on us. What I wanted to say was, gosh darn it. Gosh.
You lost it.
I lost it. And I had it for them last like 5-10 minutes. It'll come back. It's cool.
But
It's cool.
no,
I had it too.
it's frustrating, bro. It's frustrating as hell. And I'm aware of a lot of the stuff about the law that a lot of people are learning this year, which is why even when the first time that we spoke about qualified immunity, I knew exactly what you was talking about.
Right.
Because I've been aware of the fact that it's impossible to do what we're asking to be done. But I figured in certain instances, it would be undeniable
Right.
to at least not necessarily charge with the murder or even convict of whatever, but at least her endangerment be a charge.
Oh, I know what I was going to say.
Like, that's scary, yo.
Right.
But go ahead.
So hold on. What I was going to say was, right, so speaking from another personal example, so you were saying everybody needs a favor. And it's also like challenging people about, with their own ethics and moral values, because speaking, I've been an investigator, right? And I've worked with authorities. And I know that, and I called my mom and I was like, "Dang, Mom, I understand what it means about having favors, right? But I also understood where I stood, and I didn't fall for it. Like and it might be different when you're dealing with people's lives. You know what I mean? I wasn't dealing with somebody's life. I was dealing with people's jobs or
Talking
livelihood.
about large campaign endowments.
Right, but what I'm saying is it also comes to people's ethics and moral values. That's what I'm saying. I charge that person that's in that position, that judge, that lawyer, that investigator, that cop, whoever it is, I charge them with having the responsibility. And we talked about using that word. At that point, it's a responsibility. And I charge them with having that responsibility, with having strong morals and values and ethics. If they lack, that's when you fall into the, I need favors, I need that.
But you can't even pull the plug on nobody. You got to wait till they run their turn for every position.
I mean, unless they do something wrong.
Because you can't even really impeach a president based on what I'm seeing nowadays.
My folks just was state rep and they took her out because she did some stuff. No. If you do something wrong that they can actually have evidence for, like you got nothing. No, if they got something, you're out of there. But guess what? Everybody got something. They just pick who and correct me if I'm wrong. I might be wrong, but I feel like the same things that they pull out on certain people, especially people of color, everybody is fucking doing. I just feel like it's just.
But that was my point about being able to be in that system for so long. You see what I'm saying? That like at some point you're accountable to something other than the people because somebody got something on you. It's just like being in the CIA. You know the theory of being in the CIA. Right. That's how I see it. Mm-hmm. My bad. We back, bro. No, but I'm not gonna hold you too much longer. Like you said, you got a meeting to get on too. But I definitely always appreciate your time.
Absolutely, always informative.
And anytime that you need to get on here and you want to preach some more, that get on the jury talk or whatever else you come up with, man, you ain't gotta wait for me. Just let me know and I'll let you know when we filming, bro.
That's no problem, man. You know, I just want to make sure everybody knows what's going on. You know, everybody is on this Facebook and they get something and they run with it. And now sometimes I sit back and like, man, that's not even how it goes down. You know, and sometimes I just, gotta interject, like, look, that's not how it's supposed to be. So I think in this situation, I'm trying to let everybody know that, look, if you're looking at this emotional, yes, it's a tragic crime, but one thing we gotta do, we can't leave it like that. We gotta look at it the way the law has been written. So the only way we change laws is by voting and get the legislation in to make those laws conform to us.
Word. Right. Word. Absolutely. You are absolutely correct, man. You are appreciated, my brethren. And like I said on the book, when you tagged me as soon as it happened, I said, I believed you when you said it the first time.
Right. Listen, we talked about it before it happened.
You know what I mean? So
let's talk about it.
Like we say, like she say, no one is half the battle. You always get information. So I appreciate you, bro.
Yep.
Oh, no problem, man.
But listen, for those who didn't see you the first time, let us know or let them know where they can find you, because I know you have some informative posts and you'll interject when you see some misinformation.
And so, you also perform law in Jersey and Florida.
Right.
Yeah, man. Actually, I can go down to Florida next week. But my office in Cherry Hill, right across from the Cherry Hill Mall. You can contact me at Wallace Wade Law at gmail.com, Facebook, Instagram. This is Wallace Wade on Instagram. Give me a holler if you need anything. I ain't gonna put my phone number out there. So,
they'll find you. You put enough out there. They'll get you if they need to.
Yeah, bro. Just give me a holler, man. I'm always out to help people get informed about their situations in life. So,
Definitely. My man, yo, have a good day, man. You are always appreciated. I'll talk to you soon.
All right.
Good speaking with you.
All right.
This is Sippin' with Sammie. I am Sippin' with Sammie. Sam Malone, Barstool, Rug. If you ain't Sippin' with Sammie, you ain't sipping right. Get your fucking life together. And we just had the guy, man. My man, Esquire himself, Wallace Wade. My bad. Salute to him for always holding us down. He told us how the Breonna Taylor outcome was going to be.
We talked about
a month ago on here. Like I said, you could check that episode out. Chick with the Juice was on there. DJ Trell was on there. We had a good ep, and we got some bad news a while ago. So we still in good spirits because we know that the fight is what the fight was yesterday. So we still got to do what the fuck we got to do. But my guy is here.
Hey.
My brother, the birthday god, Squad Life song, sharper than a motherfucker.
Hey man, come from work.
Sharper than tech.
Michael June Bugg Hurst, man.
Hey, you put the whole.
Cause I didn't want to. He a professional now, so for me to call him, ain't he a boxing name? But if I'd have called him Bugg and what he do,
no, you can't call him.
That's kind of. So I had to get a whole take.
You call me Bugg, cause everybody know. I mean, all my bros.
What is my guy Bugg,
you
man?
feel me?
That Squad.
You ain't tell me I can call you Bugg.
Cause you ain't Squad.
Hey,
Oh.
man, listen. You call me
I
Jim.
was fucking with you. He did say I can call him Bugg, but guess what?
See?
That's how you feel.
Y'all can argue with that one.
We are.
I ain't got nothing to do with that.
We are. Look, stay over there. We are.
Nah, but Bugg, what's up with you, bro?
Get the hand you.
Man, nothing. I just got work. You know what I mean, you know.
Sharpen
Wonder
the
where
tank
my
in the
cup
building.
at. You feel me?
Oh man,
But I'm gonna get one. I'll get one afterwards. You
No,
see what I'm
you can have
saying?
one right
Okay.
now. I can give you one right
But,
now. You want a cup? Let's have it.
Yeah, give him a glass. I got a bottle right here.
I could have just used one of my Johns.
I know,
No,
but you don't
but
want to get them dirty.
we
They
not
already
getting that.
packaged and ready to
Oh,
ship.
all right, cool.
Appreciate your
Cool.
support too.
Oh yeah, man. Always.
Sippin' with
always,
Sammie
man. My
cognac
brother.
glasses available now. T-shirts, Sippin' with Sammie podcast T-shirts, Flyboy Friday Radio
You
T-shirts,
see it.
champion hoodies,
Yeah, I'm not saying I'm doing too much,
amateur
you know what I mean?
twerking sucks
Still got
T-shirts,
drive.
This bottle off.
all available right now, man. Hit us up. Let us know what you need. Yo, I'm in the building. Shirts coming soon.
Hey.
Font
You already
Productions
know.
merch is available. There's a lot going on, but
We in this.
yeah, Saf, you talk to Bugg,
We
man.
in this building. Hey,
What's
Bug.
going on? What's
How
going
are
on? What's going
you? Looking sharper than the tech in this joint.
on?
Listen, yo,
You
shout
know.
out to Bug. Yo, you shit. You already shit. I know you very humble, so I'm gonna pull it out. You already know I'm gonna do my Lisa Thomas Lori drink, okay? But I'm
Do
gonna bring
you.
it with the sunny brick slide.
Do the damn thing.
Do you?
No, so how you been?
You know, just working. I mean, right now, you know, still at the city, trying, you know, do our thing there,
Chester.
get things right. You
Mhm.
feel me? But besides that, I took up a new venture with this COVID.
Okay.
So,
Talk about it,
I've
see?
I've been in messing around with the stocks.
Word.
Okay.
Yeah,
A
messing
lot
around
of
with the
people got
stocks right
stocks
now.
during
You
COVID.
know?
I'm
Talk
late.
about it, because you know what? I feel like
I was
COVID
early,
gave
but I ain't doing
gave a lot of people the time to kind of just navigate and figure out some things that they might have always wanted to do. If it's starting a business, venturing into stock, whatever it might be. So how did you even get into that? Talk about that.
Well, it was just something, you know, me and my guys. Well, I'm gonna take it back a little bit. It was something that I always thought I should get into.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I just never pulled the trigger. You know, but this, you know, during COVID, we were just talking about it. I just pulled the trigger on it. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna just play around with a little bit of money.
Shout out to
I mean,
Weez.
Yeah, exactly. Big shout out to Weez.
Shout
You know what
out
I mean?
to
Shout out to Grish, man, Ray. You know what I mean? Because Ray already know, man, him be talking. I mean, I hit him up. Actually, one of my
See,
stocks.
I know, right?
Actually, one of my stocks. You know what I mean? I had to actually hit Ray up and ask him about, and the company he used to work
Pretty
for.
sure I know which one we talk about.
Yeah, you know, listen,
Right.
I
I'm
listen.
on that one. I'm on that
Listen, man, it's
Listen,
solar
we gonna
energy,
talk
man. I
offline.
ain't
You
gonna
know,
sit
I'm
up
about
here and
that
act like
paper.
that. You know, we gonna sit up here. We let the people know. I mean, it's solar energy. You see
one.
what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Cool.
But yeah, the company he used to work for bought the company I actually got my stock with. So, you know, I watched that joint go up, man. That joint actually doubled. Oh,
Nice.
it's more than double now. So,
But how
But
do
it
you know
doubled from
what
the
to?
gate.
So for people who don't know, how do you know what to invest in?
well, for example, like right now, you know, it's just like leaning on people that already been in the game. You know what I mean, just
Okay.
hearing what they have to say. Right now, I do follow a guy on IG. I mean, he got a lot of people
I'm so
following him.
glad you said
You
that.
know,
bro.
and he get a lot of. Listen, when I tell you this boy get money, I forgot his name, Tay Sweat. I mean, on IG, Tay Sweat. That's his name on IG.
Okay.
I mean, but that's how I follow. You know, and
Okay.
lately I've been trying to like really listen to him. For example, like with the solar stock, right? I actually bought the solar stock, then I saw it go up to $28, right? From $14.92 actually to $28. So then it started to drop. I'm like, all right, this joint drop, man. I don't want to lose my money, right?
Right.
So I'm like, you know what? Let me sell it. So I sold it. I mean, before it dropped under $25, but then I rebought back into it. So I sold them and then bought more. Because one thing I found out from that lesson is if a stock is dropping, let it drop.
Right.
You know what I
Absolutely.
mean, just keep it.
you gotta
see
stay
what I'm
in there
saying?
for the long haul.
And right now
This
that
shit
joint
ain't the
sitting at like
casino.
$34.
It ain't
But
the
that's what
casino.
and that's the reason. Look, and that's the reason why I got involved, because I look at like how much
It's
money I
almost triple.
spend going out, like to a bar. You know, Rue, we already know, been up there with him around the way a couple times. But and then also spending on like just gambling. You know what I mean, like maybe I might hit the casino, or if it's football
season.
or if it's baseball. Listen, I'm betting everything now. Baseball, basketball.
Yeah.
But I'd rather just put that money in the stock market, and just let it go. You know.
But you know what's dope? And it's funny because you touched on it, and just now that you mentioned sports gambling, one of the things, you know, I had Squad on here recent. I don't know if you saw that. She got the butt cheeks out episode. I wish Sop was here for that. But
She got the butt cheeks
we was
out.
all talking about the value in squad.
Yeah.
And one of the things is that like our group chat, and we got a couple of them. It's probably more than I'm in going on, but like I got a couple. I'm in a couple of them. We talk about that kind of stuff. We talk about sports bet. We talk about the stock market. We talk about real estate. We talk about building our scholarship fund bigger and doing other things for the community more than we joke in that motherfucker.
Right.
The biggest responses you'll get on there is from somebody's birthday or somebody trying to plan something. And that's important because outside of everybody sees us partying all the time.
Yeah.
That's what they see.
Yep.
They don't realize how much building
actually
we
talk
do
about,
between
right.
partying, which actually makes us so much tighter before the next party.
But guess what I want to say?
You know what I mean?
Like,
And can you agree to that?
Nah, I definitely agree with that.
I just want to say, like, to our viewers, somebody needs to hear this. It's really important with the circles that you travel in, right?
Oh, of course.
Because if they're not informative, if they're not motivating, encouraging, if you're not learning something from somebody in your circle, you're in the wrong circle.
Oh, exactly. I
just
agree
think
with
it's really
you.
important to note, to just really like assess where you are and who's surrounding you, because I'm sure a lot of people want to get somewhere they're not, but they might need to reevaluate their circles. So.
I was explaining that to someone online earlier because everybody's running with the meme with G Herbo saying I can't support somebody that didn't support me, and or something to that effect. And I was like, well, if nobody goes first, then whoever gets supported.
Right.
Like if I gotta wait till you support me to support you, and you waiting for me to support you to support me, then
guess what?
we missing out.
That's not the mentality to have, though.
Shit.
Yeah, that is.
You see what I'm saying? And I said, and if you do things for people looking for something in return, then you starting off wrong. You coming with the wrong energy, and that's why you're not getting support.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And he was like, well, I'm in the reality that we're, as black men, a lot of us have self-hatred and this, that, and the third. And I said, I understand that exists, but I travel in circles of people that try to fight against that. We support each other. We invest in each other. We show up for each other. We try to put each other onto other people that are like-minded so that you could do something over here that I don't got nothing to do with, because that'll support your family or that'll support your brain.
And what
you know
what
I mean?
What you got to agree with too, Jay? I ain't mean to cut you off because it's the thought in my head. It's the fact that you got to understand, as far as when you said black men, you don't know what that man is going through. He might not be able to support you right now because at the end of the day, his pride is not going to let him tell his homies or let him tell his friends like, yo, man, I'm down, I'm hurt. You don't know what that person is actually going through. You see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you gotta you can't shut that person out. You just gotta keep on working. That's just like saying when you got haters. You know what I mean? People gonna hate. You see what I'm saying? You just gotta keep on working. You gotta keep on working.
People disagree with you.
What?
Most people don't have haters.
But guess what? You know, I took something from you.
If you got more haters than fans, something wrong.
Right. You know, I always say French said the best. If you ain't got no haters, you ain't popping. But what I was going to say was you said multiple times that there's more than one way to support. So it might not be financially. I was getting
exactly.
There's it can be opposed.
Give people more ways to support you.
You can tell somebody, you can direct somebody else that way. So there's so many other ways than just my $25, whatever it could be that you're selling. Just make sure that you support in some fashion. It don't gotta be monetary.
And what you gotta do is that's what you saying right there is just growth. You see what I'm saying? Because when you got the mindset of I want people to grow. I want people to grow. The money gonna come. I'm gonna use my cousin. Me and my cousin had a conversation this weekend, and we were just talking about this. You know, he from Philly. You know, but now he down in Chester. He doing this thing. You see what I'm saying? Got 2 businesses. You know, second business about to be off the ground. He about to be on his third one. You know what I mean? But I salute anybody, you know, that's trying to do something positive with their life, especially where I come from. You know what I mean? In the economy. Right. Y'all see it in Philly. Y'all just seen it in South Philly. Y'all seen it in Southwest. Y'all seen it in the North. You see what I'm saying? Something is gentrification. Absolutely. So when we were talking about, for example, and it finally had to click with him, he done sent over 100 people to Allstate for driving.
Oh, wow.
You see what I'm saying? And they told him, like, hold up, you said that many people, and they didn't believe him at first until he started running down the names. The guy was typing in the names he was telling me. He said, man, we owe you a check.
Yep.
He was like, for real? So at the end of the day, as long as you thinking positive on, all right, this person can do this, or I want to point them in that direction. Like you said, Jay, you want to point them in that direction. Because, for example, listen, it's people that probably couldn't do certain things that a person was just like, all right, let me point them over here to this person. Right. And all it did was take that relationship. Be like, yo, I know such and such, or, oh, wow, you know him. All right, let me see what you really about, because I know who he is. I know what he or she stand for. I mean, and a man and a woman only good as their word. You feel me? So at the end of the day, your word means a lot, and how you carry yourself mean a lot. You see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, when you want people to grow, and that's what you focused on, money is going to come. Listen, money is going to come. Yeah, I mean,
you know what? You just made me think of something too. We talking about who you're around and your support system or lack thereof.
Sure.
Stop surrounding your people with people that tell you everything you want to fucking hear.
oh,
You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
One
man.
thing about squad, when
Yes,
you
man.
wrong, you wrong, bro. And you ain't gotta be wrong. Ain't nobody canceling nobody.
Right.
But at the same time,
It's about accountability.
there's a better way to look at that, and we gonna discuss it. We gonna figure it out together.
Guess what?
And that's something that people don't. I think people surround themselves with so many people that say exactly what they say.
Right.
And that was part of the problem with the person I was having a discussion with. He's like, I'd rather be around this kind of people. And I'm like, well, I'd rather be around this kind of people.
Right.
You know what I mean? But
Guess
go ahead.
what? So it was interesting that you said that because, again, I'm speaking about that documentary I just watched last night. Somebody said that, you know, they also subscribe to not only the people who have the similar views, but people that have opposite opinions because they want to be informed.
oh,
right?
of course.
And I know a lot of people that are like, oh, I ain't like what they said. Delete that person. But you have to be informed. You have to be open-minded, right? So I think that's really important to know when it's half the battle.
But see, that goes back into what I was saying about social media giving people's insecurities power.
Right.
Because these people think that blocking somebody, muting somebody means something.
Right.
Half the people you block have no
This
idea
means
that
They
that
you
don't
you're
even
block.
care.
It
Listen,
now
and
means
don't
that you're
give a
ignorant.
fuck
It now
that they block.
enables your ignorance.
But
That's
you'll
what
put
that
up a
does.
post before you block people. So I'm going on a blocking spree today. If you see my post later, you're lucky. And
But guess what
motherfuckers
that
is looking
does?
at you like an idiot.
Guess what that does? It enables your ignorance. That's exactly what
Because
that
it don't
does.
mean nothing.
Man,
Because
listen,
you don't
man,
know.
social media the devil, man. Listen, at the
That's
end
what
of the
that,
is.
yo, did you
it's
see?
a great marketing tool. Don't get me wrong.
It is.
It's
It
a
has
great
its
marketing
pros
tool,
and
but
cons.
listen, at the end of the day, man, don't
base your life on it.
Yes, do not base
Well,
your
the
life
people
on
that base their
John,
life
man.
on it will be the
Oh,
first
yeah.
ones to tell you how fake it is.
And don't take it in all
it's
seriousness
They be
amazing.
listen,
because it's not real.
and they be
Everything
the
you see is
ones.
not real.
They
Be
be
the
the
ones
ones
tell
putting
you how
yo,
fake it
listen,
is.
man, putting it up on there like, man, I don't do this, I don't do that. Then you be like, what? Like, you know what, man? I'm done, man.
Listen,
I'm done,
you came
man.
in as I was explaining. I had watched this documentary last night that you were about to watch anyway. Did you see The Social Dilemma?
No, I didn't.
It's on
So
Netflix.
it's very interesting because it's basically like a lot of executives from Google, Facebook, or
that made bags that quit.
or experts, the people who started Facebook or these platforms,
The niggas that created the like button.
right? So it's just really informative because it tells you how it draws you in. It tells you about the strategies that they use on us to
Of
gather our
course.
data, to use it for us to, like I was saying, join these radical groups or whatever it is. It's just so many different platforms. But it just tells you about the information they have, the lack thereof privacy that we have. People think that we have privacy.
We don't
We
have
privacy.
none.
But what I
No
was
privacy
explaining
at all.
What I was explaining to her is like with me being a marketing major, it's part of the reason I hate commercials, for instance, right?
Yeah.
Because I know the power of a commercial. I know the power of suggestion.
Right.
I know that if you watch it over and over again, I know that there's sub layers
Oh, yeah.
to
Sure,
what you
it's a
hear and
subliminal
see
message, absolutely.
in there, right? So I feel the same way about social media. When I'm on there, I'm always looking at it through commercial eyes. Like, this is what they want me to do. This is what everybody's following. This is what I'm here to do. But I want to know why y'all doing that other shit. I'm just curious as to why. And people will say, well, who do you follow or who are you friends with? I went to engineering and science, Roman Catholic, Morgan State University. A lot of my friends are highly intelligent people.
Oh, of course.
You see what I'm saying? But they're not any less susceptible to being insecure, to being misled,
Because they're human.
to any of these things.
We're all human.
Because ignorance is bliss, and they feel like they're getting what they want out of it. But they don't realize what they're putting into it.
I'm gonna say this: majority of the friends, and I really can't even just say friends. Like, I gotta be honest. Like, you know what I mean? When I look at my brothers, you know, not just Jay sitting here and my brothers from Morgan. You know what I mean? I got brothers before Morgan. You see what I'm saying? We talk every day. You know, and how we
couple
look
of
at
them became
things,
my
we
brothers.
strong. You see what I'm saying? So it's we look at the situation like, nah, we can think for ourselves. You know, and we gonna, and at the end of the day, we're gonna evaluate the situation. You know what I mean? Listen,
And we
I'm
can
a
be our
accountant
own
major. That's what we do.
And it's enough of
You know
us
what I
to be
mean?
our own
we
think
gotta
tank.
evaluate the situation.
We can
gotta
take it to
strategize.
us.
You know what I mean? Exactly.
I ain't gotta ask y'all nothing. I got 20
Exactly.
brothers that could pull up at any given moment for anything, for somebody's birthday, and I could be like, yo, what y'all think about this, yo?
Right.
Exactly.
Or you can just call them. Like, you can
And I
still got
trust
them on
them.
deck. Absolutely.
I'm not worried about the people that just want to tell
What's
a
your
joke.
opinion? Yeah, nobody
That just
care about that.
people don't realize something that I realized as a kid. I had a homie.
I'm a jokester though, Jay.
I crack jokes
No.
too, but that's kind of what
You
it's.
a jokester, you
I'm
almost
more there
a
for that than anything. When
Listen,
my
you
replies
gotta
to
once you know me, Phil, I'm a jokester. You see what I'm saying? Like I got a very good sense of humor.
No, Bugg.
You know what I mean? Like I be doing dumb shit.
you
You see
like
what I'm saying?
always
That's
so
just me.
serious.
See, and I'm be honest, you're not the first person to say that throughout my whole life. Even at Morgan, they used to say that. You know, I had one boy tell me like, "Yo, man, listen, I thought you was a mean motherfucker." You know what I mean? But you cool as shit. I had females tell me that
I went
too.
through that shit too.
You see what I'm saying? It's just
Yeah.
the way that I guess I look
Yeah, I can see
at
that
some
what you
point.
said. I can see what you said.
But I mean, once you get
I
to
went
know
through
me,
that
I
shit.
mean, it's like, all right, cool. Like you're a cool person. You ain't about no dumb shit. That's the main thing. You ain't
I
about
can
no
definitely
dumb
say
shit.
that. I can
You see what I'm
definitely say
saying?
that.
You know
We've
what's
had some
crazy,
offline
though?
Conversations. I haven't seen the jokester yet.
But you know what's crazy about when like people think that you mean and then they realize you cool?
I get that
They
too.
be so excited about it.
I get
Like
that too.
it's
Of course.
almost better than just being cool for the gate.
But guess, yo,
They
right.
be
But
happy
guess
that
what?
you
That's
cool.
a whole other journey too. Because guess what? Even as a female, like I get that too. Like people have this whole perception of me, and I'm like, yo, I'm like the funniest, coolest
Well, you
person
light
you'll
skinned
probably
and
ever-
pretty with light eyes.
The point-
So
Yeah, she put her
you
lights there. Y'all
stereotype-
crazy.
You
Yo,
stereotype to be a
crazy.
problem.
Yeah.
Agreed. But my point is, I'm still fun. Like my whole point is, I'm still fun, and people have this built-up perception of what they think I am. And I believe, I promise you, I'm probably not what you think I am. I promise.
But I'm gonna also say one thing
I
about
am
it.
crazy though.
We are dealing with
Man,
people
listen,
from
everybody got a
all
little
walks
crazy
of
in
life now.
Exactly.
And
yeah,
a lot of the times, that's when we got it. When we got outside of our natural habitat is when people started telling us these things because they don't come from where we come from.
Right.
You from Chester, we from Philly. When we went to Maryland, motherfuckers would speak to you that ain't know you, and we was like, "Yo, why you speaking to me? Who the fuck is you?"
that's just
Right.
that.
And
That's that
we was-
mentality,
But
man.
we was wrong. You see what I'm saying?
That's
We
that
weren't
North
wrong.
mentality.
Essentially, because it's a protective thing that we've been doing our whole life. Is how we
You were
looked at it at
different.
home.
That's what that was.
No, but as
We
far as
Chester, we down
my
south
bad.
to y'all.
But as far as to go to a black university, be on campus, and
Right,
still
in that
carry
regard,
that shit.
absolutely, yeah.
We had to melt that a little bit,
Oh,
man.
of course, yeah.
We
You gotta
smile a
think-
lot more
you gotta-
now in
I'ma say
public
this,
than
you
we
gotta
used
think
to.
about it,
Trust
though.
me, all of us.
I wasn't hanging with Jay and them when I first got to school.
Sorry,
You see what I'm saying? Like, so that's the crazy thing. I mean, me and Jay wasn't together, but you can't sit up here and I know I get a phone call and I'm there. You know what I mean? Listen, at the end of the day, I already know. If I
He was
gotta
one of
be
the first
there,
ones I
gotta
got
be
close
there.
to, though.
You see what I'm saying?
Because it's a difference between being with people and then having
We talk
certain
about that all
bonds
the
with
time.
people.
Absolutely.
When we was in the room and he said, "Yo, everybody lined it up," and I was like, "We could do this back to back," but can I tell you something real quick?
Exclusive.
You about to reminisce now.
No,
It
we're
got
not
me
gonna
so
get into
funny.
that story
Exclusive.
because it's neither here nor there. But it was one of them things where it was like we both understood something that the rest of the room didn't understand, and we weren't wrong. But if we would have handled it the way that we were accustomed to things being handled, we still wouldn't have got our point across.
Right.
Exactly.
That wasn't the way to do it. He wasn't wrong, which is why I started it with, we could do this all night. But 30 seconds.
Mind you, my hair was not. It was all out. It was supposed to be in a ponytail.
You
You
know
know what I'm saying?
Like, it was a
my hair,
wild
man, it was
night.
crazy.
Like, it was a wild night. But
Great memory though. Man.
one
Great
thing
memory.
about Bugg, and I keep it G with you, when I met him, I was about to fight him. He walked in Shad room. I'm sleep on Shad bed because Shad wasn't even in his room. I don't know where the hell Shad was. And,
You told me the story.
and Bugg come in the room and smack my feet like, "Yo, it's the middle of the day. Wake up. What you doing?" And I hopped up like, "Who the fuck is Buddy?" And Shad come running the room like, "No, that's June from across the hall. He cool." And Bugg looking at me like, with the, "We could do this, but I'm just fucking with you. Look, like, cut it out." And I'm like, "Oh, he a real nigga, cause he
That was the same. Matter of fact,
He
that
ain't
was
get
the first-
excited.
That was the first time we went actually to the refact. I mean, it was like, yo, you trying to come eat with us? And
Refact
that
was
was
the
the first day we
cafeteria."
went to the refact. I mean, cafeteria.
And probably
get
less than
something
a
to eat.
week later, he was in a fight with me.
Nah, literally 2 weeks I was hanging
You
around
told
these
me
bulls,
that.
man. It was like 2 weeks. I'm like, man, listen.
You told me
And
that.
growing
You
up,
told
I'm
me
be
that.
honest, listen. Growing up, I wasn't no fighting bull. Don't get me wrong. I can fight if I have to.
Absolutely.
But at the
That's
end
how
of the
I
day,
am.
like, I ain't with all the negative shit.
I found out he
Absolutely.
was
But that
faster
right
than me
there,
when we
you
was
feel
fighting.
me? I was just like, man, for one, yo, I ain't gonna lie. Like you said, Jay, we ain't gonna talk about it. I was upset, but you know what I mean, it made everybody a little closer. You know what I mean? than what we was at that time. You know what I mean? And even now,
And then your
like we
squad.
still here. Like I
We
mean, a
still
lot of
here.
people still ask.
Just one of the
You
people
know?
that check on me personally all the time. Just random
Yeah.
as
Yo,
fuck.
you know what? You know what's funny because you bring that up real quick. every time I go visit Jay up the way, right? The introduction he would give me was like, yo, this is my man Bugg, the one I told you about from Chester. Remember Morgan? As soon as he say that, everybody be like, oh, all right, I know exactly you talk about.
I didn't say it's the same thing.
Like, it's just, I mean, but that shows me, you know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, like,
that's exactly
how
we
strong we are. You feel me? Like, with me and him, you know what I mean?
Because everybody out of squad ain't going to get that. As much as I love them, niggas ain't just going to readily identify who they is.
If my man Reed watching, like Reed said, yo, we probably need one of them meetings.
And that's what I said. I said on the what's the name part? Like, bro, we started from having meetings and shit.
We used to have meetings, yo.
We used to have meetings regularly.
Listen, so
like,
but the thing is, it wasn't like that.
It was like
bad
team
meetings.
building.
Like, if you had something
But
to
the
get off your
getaway.
chest,
Yeah.
get it off your chest in the meeting.
In here.
You see what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day,
Cuss
like,
each
and
other
that's how it
out,
should be
rumble,
handled.
we was like a
make
family.
them phone calls,
You know what I
do
mean?
whatever you gotta do right here in front of everybody.
Right.
You got
When we go
problems,
out
just
there,
address
we're
it,
not
you know
doing
what I
that.
mean?
And then,
exactly.
and then
That's
that
how it should be.
and then that
But
cut
that's
out
how
all
it is
the
everywhere.
backbiting shit. You can't tell somebody no other story. We always did.
That's dope in itself.
We know who's who and what's what.
Y'all
And
was
we,
real ones for doing it that way.
Hey,
well,
man,
I
listen.
mean, it was certain
Brothers.
people that really had their head on straight and knew what it takes to build solidarity amongst young black men from all over the place.
Yeah.
Right.
That 60% of them is wild.
We was all from the tri-state area.
Yeah,
like
you know what I mean?
Philly,
But
all
I mean,
parts of
different
Philly.
neighborhoods.
I mean, we talking about Jersey. I mean, Willingboro, AC. We talking about, you know what I mean, Chester, Coatesville. Like, that's where that's where all of us are from.
Everybody was from
You know
there.
what I mean, like, you had, what, 2 people from Chester.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, 1 from Coatesville,
Mm-hmm.
3 from Jersey, 4 from Jersey. You know what I mean? Everybody else is from Philly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's just how we
But
move.
from
You know what I
all
mean?
over
I used to
Philly.
always have to correct people, too. Because, you know, in college, they
They
be like,
thought
man,
we
y'all
was the
Philly
Philly
boys.
boys.
I be like,
Yeah,
oh, I'm from Chester. Got to correct them all the time. You feel me? But
It ain't helped.
after a while, it just was like, we had a team and everything. We had
Niggas
listen,
hooped the
we had
squad
everything.
2-5 jerseys. I'm
Listen,
like, how
man,
y'all helping yourself?
We had everything.
But
though. I
Shad
ain't gonna
Jersey
front.
said rack and his number was 609.
Yeah, he did have 609 on that job.
So hold up. Before it was the y'all was always what's Chester 610?
Yeah, Chester 610.
It
you
was
know what I
always
mean?
610.
It was
okay.
always
That shit
610.
never, we
Growing
still
up,
part of
and
this
then as
shit.
we got
It
older,
been-
it's 484.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But yeah, Chester
the
was
shit
definitely
like us.
always 610. You know what I
Okay.
mean? So
My bad.
But it's
you
funny
know.
though, cause like even just like the load shit we be talking about brings up more things. Like he's like
Yeah.
we had teams like
definitely do.
we ran intramurals. Like the niggas that used
You
to
told
bomb
me that.
niggas by 40 used to circle squad game on the calendar. Like I'm wearing new sneaks that night because
And
all the hoes
hold on.
gonna be at that game.
Some,
And I wasn't even on the team.
Though, Jay.
I wasn't even on the
The
team.
niggas that used to bar niggas about 40, we still gotta play them. You know what I mean? We gotta play them, bet them teams that was nice. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, everybody was at that game. They might sit up here.
They
might
ain't
be
bombed
blow-
y'all by 40.
They never bombed us by 40.
Y'all ain't even get
Never.
bombed that game
Nah,
because they
probably
couldn't
beat
press
us.
y'all.
The thing about it is,
I'm gonna tell you what Niece told me. Niece said, "Yo, we kept wanting to do the full court press because that's how they used to get
oh,
niggas."
they could. We was all guards.
And it was like, "Yo, everybody had a handle, so everybody
We
that got the
literally
ball was like,
all guards. Imagine having a team of all guards.
all guards."
You got all guards and one
You
big
had a
man
half
that's
a
really
big man
guard.
that's a guard,
You know what I mean?
and we could sit him down and run all 5.
guards.
And when I say we, I'm talking about squad because I wasn't on the team.
Yeah, he
You know what I
Jay
mean?
wasn't on
I
the
played
team at
with
first. Yeah, he wasn't on our
a couple
squad.
other teams in the mirrors, but I killed in the mirrors. My God, but squad was dope. You had 8 AIs.
Man, we warming up. We got the music bumping.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Listen. And I mean, you gotta think about that. Morgan too is Morgan. For real, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
And when I first got there, intramural games was more jumping than the regular season games. It was. Everybody was at the intramural games.
The
You know what I
only
mean?
corny
Depends
thing
on
would
who
be if
playing.
you had the first game because everybody be at dinner.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Soon as the calf closed,
7, 8 o'clock game.
I had like 20 in the first half one game, and the gym was empty. Squad got there at halftime. I'm like, yo, I told y'all leave early. I was gonna go nuts today because I predicted it. I told Weez I felt good that day, and I'm like,
Felt it.
they like whatever. If somebody checked the book, they was like, nah, this nigga got like 19. And the second half, they ran a full court boxing.
Y'all had
one-on-one.
white shirts too that year.
Probably.
I remember.
I wound
I
up with.
remember.
I finished with like.
Rest in peace to my
probably
man La
around
too,
30.
because La was
La.
was on our team.
Rest
I
in
mean,
peace, La,
squad,
man.
getting buckets. You see what I'm saying?
I just spoke about La recently. I remember when the window got busted on that UConn. Remember when La used to drive a different school to car to school every 2 weeks?
Yeah, man.
you
That was my
It's my
homie,
nigga.
man. Also, yo, rest in peace to June too. Gotta say, Big
got
June.
those like some people special.
He was
man.
another
Wait,
one.
Jim
He-
Jim will tell you that one.
Some people special, bro.
Man, listen, a lot of people special. I think we all special. Everybody got that specialness in them, and you just gotta find it.
Absolutely.
You gotta really sit down. You know what I mean? And sometimes what we think, you know, maybe like nerdish or is weird.
It's for
Sit
you,
yourself
though.
down. It's for you. Sit yourself down. Really try to find you. You know what I mean? You might gotta find different avenues. If everything wasn't working before, you know what I mean? For example, like I sit back, right? And I'll be like, yo, man, I'm going on 37. This is not, well, I didn't say going on
might
shit.
say,
I'm
you
37
might say,
now, right? My bad. Look, I'm 37 now, but I sit back and I had to look like, yo, like, all right, what else I gotta do different? That's why this year, like with COVID, like I just feel as though it brought people closer
That's what I
with
was gonna
family.
say.
You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, I heard somebody, and this is stick with me. One of my friends, you know what I mean, since middle school, it was said to me that, listen, at the end of the day, your loyalty can be your downfall. It may be your downfall one day, but I don't want you to change your characteristics of you being loyal. You know what I mean? And I kind of understood that. And this was, I want to say this was probably about back in 2014, 2015. And I'm starting to see, you know what I mean? Just like with Chester right now. Everybody sitting up here, you know, they opening up certain businesses. They like, yo, Chester didn't have it. Chester didn't have that. And you see things happening. When you see things happening, that's things that we talked about already. We've been talked about it, and there's certain things that you starting to see unfold. You know what I mean? And like one of my biggest things, honestly, like I always say, like I got to end up down DC. The reason why I want to be down DC is because at the end of the day, I want somebody to be like, yo, I know June. You know what I mean? Or I know June Bugg, or I know Bud. Let me give him a call. Because we don't got nobody, at least to my knowledge, that you can just call from Chester and help try to at least get some resources or point me in those type of directions that we were talking about.
Absolutely.
You don't have that.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So that's, to me, that was like one of my end goals, you know, of getting to where I'm at right now. But it's also too, I gotta start focusing on me a little bit more. All my life I didn't. You know what I mean? And now, as of 2020, I'm starting to see what my brother told me, you know, back in 2010. You know, and he said before you can make anybody else happy, you gotta make yourself happy. You know what I mean? Ray, you gonna know what we talking about. We talk about this conversation because, you know, we was in the same boat. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's just like, he right. Like, I gotta sit up here and do this. I gotta sit up here and do that. You know, I want my mom to have this and I want my mom to have that. You know, and I already try to switch up that circle. Right. You know what I mean? That repeating circle of my family. So it's little things. Don't get me wrong. There's still some things that I do, but it's a lot of things that's different. You know what I mean? God forbid I go today or tomorrow, my son good. You feel me? That's all that matters right now. My son good. He's going to start off and be at a point where as though I don't think anybody from my immediate family, well, I can't say anybody, my brother, we haven't started off like that. I'm going to just say that. We never started off like that. Like they said, Donald Trump trying to say, oh, I started off with nothing. Nah, nigga. Your dad left you with millions. You see what I'm saying?
And all you did
so
was
that's
fuck
what we
up.
got. That's what we doing now. It's like we late and we just catching up. If I'd have knew this stock stuff in school, listen here. If I'd have knew this stock stuff, I probably would have. I ain't even gonna lie, because I probably would have been there.
That's why
it was a lot of those days. How many of those days? I mean, we chalked it like, man, listen, I'm on the bridge. We're on the bridge chilling. They call it Bridgeology 101 at Morgan. Yes,
I'm on the top
and it's
shelf.
real. You feel
I'm
me?
sitting on
you
the
definitely
top
on the top shelf
row of the
too.
bridge.
Jay used to stay on the bridge.
And I used to sit up there just to defy niggas. Because niggas is like, what if somebody knock you off? Because we was going through shit.
Oh, yeah, you fall off that joint. You did.
Yeah, you die.
That's him.
And I used to sit on the top of that joint every time I was on the bridge.
That's him.
Top railing. And now they changed it so you can't even sit up there no more. But I used to sit there all day, every day.
Yeah, and that campus changed though, right?
Campus
got
was
two bridges
way
now.
different now, man.
That
But
joint beautiful.
they changed for that. We protested for that. We marched for that.
But actually, it was supposed to be our money that did that. We were supposed to get that when we was in school.
They gave every school around us. I'm talking about.
No, they was taking the bread. Remember?
No, but remember when the state gave all the schools money, but
yeah,
us?
They didn't get more
Even
than no
Coppin
bread.
got money.
Yeah,
Loyola got money. Towson got
give
money.
us no money.
Schools that Goucher got money. We are a state university.
They didn't give us no money.
We had the worst library in Maryland, and they ain't give us no check. And that's when we went out Alexandria and protested the day his from it.
No.
What's the capital of
It was in Maryland, wasn't it?
Yeah, what's the capital? That's Virginia. What's the
that's
capital?
Virginia. Annapolis.
Annapolis.
We went to Annapolis.
Went to Annapolis and protested.
Yup.
Me and Shad made the front page of one of their papers.
I remember you telling me that.
Cause Shad, we got the chain going,
Jay
walking
got the
around the
protester
joint.
behind him, man. He been there.
Yeah, I've been doing this. And Shad just, I'm holding hands with Shad, and all I know is my arm swing. And Shad is elbowing somebody that's trying to break the chain. They took the picture. So all you see is me and Shad like on the front page of the joint. Crazy. Then we got a phone call that Hits from the Streets was at Morgan and flew back to Baltimore.
Yo, and that's crazy because
We was on there though.
So that day, this is the crazy thing. So I was supposed to go to Annapolis with him that day. I didn't. Tell me where I ended up at. On Hits from the Streets. I was on there. Like, he stopped me. He was
I was on there too.
We were talking about the tomato guy, Joe.
Yep. No, but the best part of that day didn't make it. Cause it was a part where we was on a bridge and this old lady walked up and started grinding him up. And he started going back and forth with her. And she was like a little cuckoo, but she was funny. And he really do that. And it was one of them.
I was about to say.
It was one of them, I'm goofy on TV, but don't play with me moments. Yeah. And that's why I didn't make it. But it was like niggas that was on the bridge thinking about throwing a shot started thinking twice. Like, you know what?
Yeah, you better think twice.
Bull sharp. He chopped her up on the bridge. On the bridge, yo. It was crazy because there was nobody on campus because they canceled classes because everybody was going to Annapolis. So they just canceled them anyway. Like, fuck it. Nobody was coming.
Yeah. College ain't hard, man. Listen, only thing, you know what I tell people all the time? The hardest thing about college? You don't got your parents there to make you go.
Not even that. You have to deal with life while you're in
exactly.
college.
You gotta be responsible. Accountability.
Up until you graduate high school.
The main lesson of
up until you graduate high school, everything around you is built for you to go to school. Your parents make sure that you have what you need to go to school.
Stuff, man.
When you get out of there,
it's about responsibility,
you have to handle everything. If your parent is sick, it's your responsibility. Yeah. If your parent loses a job, you still got to figure out a way to make that happen. You got to work 2 and 3 jobs. And I've seen it. Now. Shout out to a lot of my homies. Pulled it off, and I've worked 2 and 3 when I was in that bitch. June, Bugg, remember? You know what I'm saying?
My dad paid for me to go to school out of his pocket. I still had 2 jobs.
Listen, I'm still in debt. I put myself through school. You feel me?
You see what I'm saying? T took time off to work before he went to school. Shad did the same thing.
Yo, T's
like, man,
T was a worker, man.
Like real shit.
Before he even came to school, T, that's all he did was work. But matter of fact, no, he was still in school because he remember he did the computer stuff. So
yeah. But
man, listen, I'm around some smart dudes.
Like real shit.
Listen, my guys, all my bros, man, they all smart, intelligent guys. You see what I'm saying? That's why I love being around them when I do get a chance to be around them. You know what I mean, at the end of the day, man, listen, I'm 37. I'm glad to see another year. You know what I mean? It's another chapter, you feel me? So
you deserve so many.
I'm trying to take this stock stuff to another level, though. I ain't gonna front y'all.
Well, see, what I believe that your impact is going to wind up as similar to a lot of the brothers in whatever perspective feels, because we got Reds and we got Reeds and we got Rays, we got all type of people doing stuff. You know what I mean? And it's like you ain't did what you supposed to do yet, so you're gonna have plenty more years to be here to accomplish that, because your trajectory is bigger than you even know. You that's, like a 7 foot.
That's why when I was just out Cali though, I was talking to Flex because he was basically helping me understand the option side of the stocks. You know what I mean? Like being able to, grab options. You know what I mean? So
and all that.
And that's what we was talking about. I mean, we had a deep conversation. You know what I mean? I couldn't go out to Cali, not visit my homies, him and Black. You know what I mean? So
but I don't know if they ever coming back though. Ain't they out there working?
Man, listen, Flex not coming back, man. He's not. He said it, man. Listen, he going once he master this, he might lead the states.
Yo, he's not coming back.
You know what I mean? He might lead the states.
We had them on, didn't we? We had them on. I feel like.
Yo. No, did we have Flex? We had Flex and Black.
I feel like we said with some like we said with them.
I don't think we had Flex and Black on yet.
I don't know. Yeah, Flex.
I need to zoom them. Can they zoom from the DR?
Flex probably can zoom from the DR, but he probably working on.
No, we had your folks from Cali. If
it is, it gotta be them then.
Yeah, the 2 of them that was cooking. It was them.
Oh yeah.
It was when the coronavirus just started.
And we had everybody on. Yeah, when you said on, I'm thinking like.
Not like in this regard.
Zoom up,
yeah. Zoomed, yeah.
Because that's all I've been thinking. Like they've been going.
I was like, "What you eating? What you making over there?"
Yo, listen, that's one thing they do. They cook. They definitely cook.
They cook.
Y'all was like, "Yeah." Y'all both said, "Yeah," when I said cooking. Y'all both was.
You don't understand? Yeah, Flex used to be my roommate, and we used to
tacos.
We used to have nothing in the fridge, and he used to make everything out of it.
Yeah, man. And the thing is, we got like everybody got their own like. they got their own like career and direction. You see what I'm saying? Like, I ain't gonna lie, I never thought where I'm at right now. I never thought I would be there. I thought I would be an accountant somewhere. I thought I'd be doing something like with finance, but I never thought I'd be on the government side of things. Like, I never. So now I get to see, what everybody talk about. Once you in there, it's just like, oh, all right, it ain't that easy. You can't get stuff done that easy. It's not that easy.
Oh, I know.
You know what I mean? Especially when you ain't got no money, and we ain't got no money. You know what I mean? Listen, ain't no secret. Listen, with a camera, I tell you, we ain't got no money.
I work for the city of Philly, and they ain't got no money either.
Listen, but and that's just how it is. I'm learning a lot. I have learned a lot since I've been there. I've been in my job 9 years. And listen, I learned so much. I've been through 2 mayors right now. Mm-hmm. So at the end of the day, it's just about rebuilding Chester. It's the only listen. It's the only.
But you're doing a good job though.
We trying.
Y'all done so much.
Big shout out to my tandem team.
Since you first started telling me about your initial initiatives, y'all have done so much, bro.
Yeah, man. Big shout out to our tandem team, man. We ain't stopped. I already know. Dude, job raw. Like everybody. You still got some things to do. You still got some things to build. During I'm kind of upset because COVID happened. It's supposed to be our 5th year tandem weekend. Joe was gonna be crazy too.
I know.
It's definitely gonna be crazy. Last couple years. But it is what it is. Things happen for a reason. We'll be back next year, real big. It's gonna be bigger. Guarantee you.
As it should be.
It's gonna be a problem.
Word. Let me know when you're ready to make announcements.
SippinwitSammie might need a podcast up on that joint too.
We do what we can do, and we can do it like we doing it for TV.
See, the thing is, what you gotta do is you gotta get yourself established and get certain things established, and then you start. Integrating yours, your people, but that's the thing. Some people don't understand.
When have I ever put pressure on you?
Listen,
I'm not saying that's what you're saying, but to your point,
I'm gonna say this. He was like, yo, when you gonna get on the radio, fly boy? Yo, he used to always tell me every time I came up, like, yo, you just.
But as far as
one day he got me, I ain't gonna lie.
But as far as making me a part of y'all thing, I never did that.
Because but the thing is, because you know. You see what I'm saying? That's the type of bond. You got to create everything. You see what I'm saying?
My joint even different. He was like, yo, just sit with me one day. And then I never
And you never left, right?
Yeah, I swindled her into being my co-host.
I
knew she was going to like it. So I told her to
JV have a plan, don't he?
What's a man without a plan? God damn.
Yo, he definitely be happy.
And it works. And the people love her. So I was right.
Shout out to the people.
I was right.
Shout out to all your fans.
I get nothing but compliments about everybody that works with me, from the logo, the South, the K, to Freaky, the DJ Trail. Like, when people talk about my
big
people,
piece too.
Yeah, huge piece. But when they talk about my people, everybody talks about them in a certain respect level that is direct reflection of how they handle their business.
Yeah.
And that's what I want around me. And that's what you can go anywhere with. Everybody talk about team building, but everybody's running around trying to grab somebody from this person team, somebody from that person team, the top person over here. And them people don't have a vested interest in what you're trying to accomplish.
It's all about, you just said the top person. When you say that, you so right, because what people try to do is they like, all right, let me go. Oh, I see them. All right, I don't want to have to deal with him. I want to deal with that person.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Not knowing at the end of the day,
this person
it's still gonna come back to that person. Right. Like, yo, what part don't you understand?
Ain't even gonna deal with you.
They not. They gonna see. One thing I have learned, they gonna sit up here and they gonna be like, yeah, everything's cool, whatever. Like, yeah, I got you. We gonna do this. We gonna do that. But what you gotta understand, it's still gonna fall back down to somebody else.
To the person they grooming.
They do so much. They don't.
Everybody got somebody they grooming.
They don't.
From lawyers.
And guess what? The person that's here is there for a second. I feel like I look at everybody in the room. I feel like everybody has a special talent, potential, whatever. It's important to see that potential, because the person that's down here ain't always gonna be right there.
Exactly.
So it's important to know who you're around. Again, that circle. You gotta have that eye. You gotta know. You gotta surround yourself with certain people. You know what I'm saying? I think that's really important.
Yeah. I think that's
you already know, man, how we do that, man. Y'all both was at the Grammy party last year.
That was a dope.
See what I'm saying?
It was.
And that, listen, I'm gonna be honest, and a lot of people didn't even expect that. The day of the event, you see what I'm saying? I was just like, you know what? He went up there. I had to hit him like, yo, what is you doing? He said, nah, it's for my people. Man, listen, people expected, okay, I'm getting in. They got in for free. Mm-hmm. They didn't expect top shelf open bar all night long. You see what I'm saying? So when you basically got a free everything, mind you,
It was
the
beautiful.
first ever
It was
party
beautiful.
at the Philadelphia Union Soccer Stadium
was
by tandem. You feel
beautiful.
me?
That stadium, all that too.
Oh, my
And
goodness.
I took
It
great
was
pictures out
It was in the
We
presidential
had
suite.
some great, we
So
had some great pictures.
Great
listen,
pictures.
it was a nice venue, and I've been saw it, and I've been saw that when I first went there when the Union first had their game,
first
and
game.
I went down there because I was working
'Cause
for
that
the
was a
city. And we got
major-
tickets, and I went to the presidential suite. I'm looking at this joint like, yo, this
That was a
joint,
major development
this
for
joint
Chester
crazy.
as well, though.
Yeah, it was between
She did
Harris and
And
you
y'all
know,
called
the soccer
KD.
stadium. Yeah, and now that's what I'm saying.
Y'all
That's-
called KD.
No, listen,
Hold up.
that's
Let's
even
not
another.
forget that.
Right.
Listen, that's even another one. I mean, KD. I mean, he bought 5%. I mean, I think 5 or 10%, whatever, into the company. I mean, he's part of the soccer joint.
Absolutely.
You know what I
That's
mean?
major
So
for you.
just imagine,
I
you know
thought
what I
of you
mean,
when
in
I
the
heard that.
future, you know what I mean? You
We
know,
was talking about that.
people chilling in the studio, whatever. You know what I mean? Don't be surprised. I mean, I ain't gonna do too much. Just don't be
Hey,
surprised
don't
during
be
the game.
surprised.
You
Some
feel
things
me?
are
Like
coming.
you might see some
Big
things.
things are coming.
But
I hear
but it's a lot that we got going on, you know what I mean, that a lot of people was trying to do down in Chester, and you know, just making, you know, our city a better place. You know what I mean? Like getting
I
that
see
negative
it.
stigma out
I
there,
see it.
because at the end of the day the media controls certain things, but they don't see a lot of good that's going on. And shout out to all the people down there.
I know
mean,
a
that's
lot
doing
of
their
positive
thing.
people from
A
Chester.
lot,
that's
man.
doing
It's a
shit,
lot,
man.
man.
It
So
definitely is. That's
From
a place, like, for the
entertainment
investors,
to
that's a place
business,
that
I
you
know a
wanna
lot of
invest in.
people from
I'm gonna
Chester
tell
that's
you.
making moves, and they do need more light. And maybe that'll help for some of the officers in Chester and the surrounding counties to lighten up on some of this shit y'all doing to people out that way, man. Because I know somebody, for instance, was shooting a movie. He's a director, nerd kid, got caught with a prop gun, on probation for 5 years after sitting for 3 months.
Wow.
And they know it's a prop gun. It's been
Wow.
proven as a prop gun, all of that shit.
wow.
And I mean, like, sometimes, like, you know what I mean? Just because you can don't
Wow.
mean you should, man. Never
Yeah,
is.
yeah, you right about that.
Never is. So, like, I see what's going on around there.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And I want the more positive people we have in positions like you and Ja and all the
Absolutely.
people that y'all deal with, the more we can saturate some of that other shit, man.
Oh, of course.
And get these
man.
kids safer spaces to film at even.
That's the main thing. Safe.
Guess what? There's been some progressiveness, though. Can you agree? There's
Absolutely.
Been
Oh,
some
of course.
progressiveness to
Absolutely.
Oh, well, you already.
They made a lot of
that.
progress.
I mean, you and I have had.
I mean, I ain't gotta talk
about
on camera,
that.
but we
Exactly.
already
We
know
talked
it's
about that.
definitely some aggressiveness. You know what I mean? But at
Oh,
the end of the day, you gotta
aggressiveness.
understand.
No, I said
But you got
progressiveness.
oh,
She said
progressive. I
progressiveness,
thought
yeah.
she was
No.
talking about.
No, she
about
said
that.
progressive.
I mean, progressiveness. I
Oh.
mean, there's been some
No, y'all made a
changes,
lot of
like, even
progress.
within,
Oh
like,
yeah, of course, we made a lot
you
of
and I
that.
talked about, like, before, like, off camera, we talked about, like, the local government and things changing, like, in your local courthouse and things like that. Like, I feel like, again, with everything, like we talking about with our Esquire that was on earlier with
The
Wallace.
attorney, yeah.
I'm gonna
Absolutely.
get with him. He said Jersey too.
Yeah, but listen, even when he was saying, like, again, local votes, but we talked before about, like, the changing in your courthouse and only certain people were able to even work there and things like that. So
Yeah, that's
there's
big
been some
change.
things. There's some. That's what I regard to, like, progressiveness. So
Absolutely.
there's been some changes.
Yeah.
So in addition to not only that, having people like yourself and the people that you work with that are making the changes with Chester. I've been a strong advocate of Chester for like 15 years probably. Like,
And what some people gotta understand though, Fid, it's the fact that, you know, because it was asked to me like, yo, y'all didn't have this, y'all didn't have that. What you gotta understand is just like you from Philly, right? A lot of people from Philly is, for example, is moving to different places. And I'm gonna just use Chester as an
sure,
example
absolutely.
and doing things, but they didn't do that in
In
Philly.
Philly.
You know why? Because you had the mentality like, I don't feel like doing this here. I'm gonna go somewhere else do it.
Right.
I seen it done in South Philly. I seen it done in Southwest. I see it done in North. You know what? I'm gonna go out here because I know it's going to end up doing out here. It's the same mentality that the people in Chester's have. It's like, you know what? I don't feel like doing this here. Let me go do it somewhere else because there's a lot of people that's doing a lot.
But guess what? In
It's
addition
not one
to
place
that,
in Chester that.
I also feel like it's
Ja,
like
he always
he
take
put
care
this
of him.
absolutely.
Oh yeah. He
But
doing
in
it.
addition to that, I feel like
And
it's
shoot,
looking like even
shout out to shout
Sure.
out to also to Rondé too. Because
absolutely.
I mean, I'll be
Rondé,
honest, man.
absolutely.
It's the young guys. Like they all from. I mean, we all the same generation, but them, Ja, Rondé, they all doing things. You see
So
what I'm saying?
speaking to the earlier conversation with the thought process, they are introducing a whole new thought process because they're from a whole new generation, and that's what we spoke to before you the earlier interview that we had. So that just ties that together. But what I also wanted to say was it's just a whole lot in regards to not only the thought process, the things that are happening. I think it's the geography of Chester, the demographic of Chester. Like, people don't understand. Like, for me, and I told everybody in this room, is a hidden gem. Like, it's on the waterfront. I mean, this whole thing. We talked about like the history of Chester. Like,
exactly.
It was a bustling city, but like back in the day.
Listen, for y'all that don't know, Chester was Philly. I just want to let y'all know that Chester was Philly. Right? When she said hidden gem, it was a hidden gem to us. It wasn't a hidden gem to them,
right?
Because I'm gonna be honest, like you said, it's on the water, and it's the only undeveloped waterfront
absolutely
in the state of Pennsylvania.
Absolutely.
Pennsylvania.
Read between them lines. If they don't read, that's on them. Listen.
Pennsylvania is what? They like number 5, maybe number 6, biggest state in the country. But at the end of the day, it's so much that's about to happen. Listen, I'm gonna tell you this. When they sat up there and denied the orange guy, this was before he became president. But when they denied the orange guy the whole waterfront, because he wanted to buy the whole waterfront.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they denied him.
Listen, I'm gonna tell these
They
folks.
said, "Hey, it ain't happening on our watch."
I'm gonna tell something to the people that's like really watching this, like in tune timely. There's an auction going on October 15th. You can tell me if I'm right or wrong.
Yeah.
You can get some property. That's the auction that's coming up in Chester right now. It's for Delaware County, but for investors, that's where it's at. Like, for one of them, you can get some property.
She is so correct with that.
Anyway, my
Listen,
bad.
She correct. The only reason I'm gonna say that is because I remember when my aunt, where she was living at on the east side at one time, and they was auctioning off this piece of property, right? Nice size, right? It's right across from where the church just burned down in Chester.
Yeah.
It was 6 people out there. 6. Nobody knew about it.
For the whole auction.
For the whole auction. It was
Guess
6.
what? Now it's a little more people. And I'm going to tell our people, because if you tune in with us, we're here to inform, educate,
absolutely,
give that resource and the access. But guess what? When I was there, it was a lot more than 6. I was there at the last one last year.
Oh, yeah.
It was a lot more than 6.
No, this was a private one. It was an auction.
Because they be having
on
other
the
ones.
actual street.
They be having other ones.
It wasn't in the. This was an auction on the actual night street.
They have other ones you don't even be knowing about. That's the other thing. After I left that one, I learned about some other ones too.
Listen, man. Listen. At the end of the day, we have to take advantage of what's going on.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? At the end of the day, we have to.
I need you to send me that information. So
absolutely. I got it in my phone.
Yeah.
See, she on it. I mean,
that's
she
all
definitely
we gotta
on
do.
it.
Like, we don't play about that.
Ray on it too.
And that's what I was saying. And that's the twist.
He on it too.
But remember what I told you.
That's why I said we got.
It took us a while to get the scholarship going. But part of the scholarship conversation that we initially had, when I had it, was we could do a scholarship fund first.
Yeah.
Then we invest in something bigger right after that, when everybody knows that business is business and everybody gets a little more situated with their situation.
See, I think, I think our scholarship, like you were saying, like when it come to squad, like our name was already made when it come to Morgan. Like, I'm being honest. Mm-hmm. Like, when it come to our squad and it come to Morgan State and our time, you see what I'm saying? Like, our name is already made. So, us on the scholarship, like, we definitely got to get in tune with that. And like we already said, we already started a lot of things. Big shout out to everybody that's working behind the scenes. I'm more so the type of guy, just let me know how much I need to, I need to spend, you see what I'm saying? And I'm with it, you see what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, we definitely got to talk about a lot of ventures, because the way our team set up, I'm going to be honest, like, we should have took advantage. And I know a lot of us had these conversations, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. We definitely got to take advantage now more than so. Because, I got a child.
'Tis the season.
Before, I didn't. You know what I mean? So it's definitely
it's different now.
It's different now when I'm thinking about him, and I brought him down to Morgan. I brought him down. He saw the guys. Like, he went to a game. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, like, he understand. So
the exposure,
and it's about teaching him. So at the end of the day, we gotta do what we gotta do.
Shout out to the little man. That's what it's about.
Shout out to my son. Rude boy. That's why.
Rude boy. He been a rude boy from day one though.
He about to drive. Let me find out.
Yo, he is. He already drove my car.
See,
I let him drive my car. I thought we was about to get ready to go over the hill, Jay. Yo, he was flying. I'm about to say, we in the parking lot, like he trying to turn, doing like 25. I'm like, yo, slow down.
I started saying you,
I figured,
because I was about to say you act like he not your son. Like, that's your boy. He gonna act like you.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I do speed. That's what my friends
and
tell me all the time.
Squad done taught each other how to drive sticks and all type of, like, we really a family.
You wanna know what I learned from him? I drive fast. But you know one thing I learned from him, I never forgot our ride.
What?
you stay in the slow lane and go fast.
Oh
Because
yeah.
it's harder for the radars, you know what I mean, to get you time to slow down.
You can see them.
Yo,
Before
listen.
A little more before.
What? Ever
Better
since
angle.
then, yo, I got from this. I was going. I
They
was
be
trying
focused on
to.
the
I had to
fast
catch my
lane.
flight.
Niggas be
Look,
speeding in the
look,
fast lane
I had
for
to catch my
what?
flight. Yo,
And that
the
should be
right lane
open
like
anyway.
shit.
That should be open all the
Listen, I had to
time.
catch my flight at BWI. I left Chester at 6:15.
What
I'm
time was
pulling
your
up in
flight?
BWI parking lot at 7:25, dog.
I done made it to Baltimore from Grandma's.
Yo,
in
listen, it
55
wasn't
minutes.
no traffic. Like, I'm being honest, it
listen,
wasn't no traffic.
I
I'm doing
came
like a
from-
bean the whole way.
I came from Detroit to Philly in less than 8 hours,
See,
so I
that's what
I
I'm
can dig
saying,
it.
like,
Oh, shit, real.
hey,
You
man.
just gotta
I
know how
can
to
dig
jug. And people be doing too much, man.
And I was in that right lane, though. Don't play.
Yeah, stay
I
in
was in
that
that
I don't know
slow
what lane
lane.
I was in. I got 2 tickets though,
But no.
and still made it under. My point is this.
You see, we both got quiet like,
My point is this. I got 2 tickets and was still home in less than 8 hours. That's my point.
My one,
Yeah,
sp-
you
yo,
I
was
did
I,
like
dragging.
6.
yo, V, I got one
dragging.
speeding ticket,
I was like
and
132.
that came in Delaware. I was trying to get to work one morning. Man, listen, I don't know how they caught me, but I was trying to get to work, and he was like, "Yo, listen, I could take your license."
Mhm.
He said, "But I'm not. I'm glad he didn't, cause listen, I was trying to get to work. I had to go to work. I mean, you know, things going on. I gotta get to work."
One thing for anybody that's listening to this, because we all like, you know, speed, power, all that cool shit. One thing my dad told me that always stuck with me is, I know you like to go fast and you good at going fast and all that cool shit, but how fast can you stop?
Right. And I
If
realized
something
that
jumped
today,
out in front of you
absolutely.
right now, how fast could you stop?
That's very important. They have commercials about that too.
And if you swerve doing that speed, what's going to happen to you?
Yo, it's they have commercials
And
about that.
That's just important to remember. We've
I'm
all
like Jeff Gordon.
we've all
Say
wrecked
nothing.
we've all wrecked cars and all
Yeah,
that
nah,
shit.
you right about that one.
Guess
So
they
I
call
don't want
me.
nobody to
Just
think it's
total my
cool.
John.
They be
See?
calling me
Nah,
Maria
you
Andretti, yo.
You right. You
And I guess I need a new one, so maybe I need to be.
I had a homie that
But
used
you
to
know,
call
no,
himself
no, no,
Mario,
no,
and
no,
now
you know, no,
he's
But
but
the
beat
same.
that Wallace. What's
Yeah,
the female
I
version
just,
of Bubba?
I just totaled my car, right?
Did you?
Yeah, that was before I got this one. That's why I totaled my white jaw.
Oh,
But the
shit.
reason why I blame the tires, I was being cheap, y'all.
yo,
And I went to go get my
real
tires, and
rap.
I'm like,
That's
yo,
real.
I went and got my tires from Walmart.
That's real.
I should have went and got them damn tires from the
From the
Infinity
dealer.
dealer, like I said.
Yo, that's real rap though.
Now
No,
I'm
my
not
car
getting
be
no tires
yo,
unless they from the dealer.
yo, but let me tell you, I got an
Yes.
SUV, and when I had them cheap shits on there,
I
and
think
the-
that's what it was, Jake.
my shit was fucking up in the snow. I'm like, I got a truck.
I blame
Why?
the tires.
I'm
Why
about to
is
buy the
this other
Super
shit
Grip
going?
Jones.
Like, yo, I'm telling you.
I'm just waiting for my trade to go down
Listen.
a little bit more, but I'm about to buy the drawing Jones. But I ain't ready to spend that. But I still got a little Yamin on my Yamin.
Tires cost,
Oh
man.
my, no, these Jones, yeah, they run you.
Yeah,
They run you.
man, But
But
listen,
it's
be
worth
safe,
it.
man. Be safe. Everybody gotta be safe, man. Y'all watching, be safe, man. Listen, uplift each other. I mean,
Absolutely.
that's the main thing. Like at the end of the day, uplift each other. I mean, stay true, stay positive. I mean, that's what you gotta do, man. Stay positive, man. Like get that negative stuff out of here, and then you gotta understand, man. Like everybody's meaning to certain words is not the same. So sometimes, you know what I mean, don't feel offended if somebody asks you, well, what's your meaning?
Right.
Because you might sit up here and say support.
That's
Like we
dope.
was talking about earlier. What's your
like
meaning with
that.
support? You know what I mean,
like
when you
that.
sit up here and say, you know, all right, you want to be a leader, well, what's your meaning of a leader?
Right.
Like, you got to understand a person's meaning because everybody's meaning is not the same.
Right.
But that
you
was
know
something
what?
that you spoke to earlier when you first started speaking, was about how you followed first, how you
Sure.
fell in line.
All
and
leaders,
figured
all
it-
leaders got to follow.
You know what I'm
Jay.
saying? And I thought that it was important that you started with that, but then y'all got into y'all banter, so I wasn't able to point that
No,
out.
but I also think it speaks to like passion versus purpose because I feel like your passion can potentially change depending on how you feel.
Yeah.
But you have a purpose. Your purpose will never change. Your purpose will stay the same.
whether
It's
you
constant.
know what it is or not.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel
Right.
like I use that word very intentionally. My passion versus purpose,
Just
and I
like,
think that's what it speaks to. So
just like reasons versus excuses.
It's a good day today, man.
No, we good, man.
It's a
But
very good day today.
absolutely, I came in this joint bubbly.
I mean, I got
And
to
I
see
haven't
my
been
bro.
in a
Look, I
while.
got to see my bro Jay. We talk about things earlier. I got to see my young boy on FaceTime. You know what I mean? Shout out to my son Dom.
word.
You know what I
Shout
mean?
out to
Like
the
down
young
Baltimore, you feel me? But he doing whatever he do. You know what I
Right.
mean? But it's good to see when you speak something or you do something to stick with somebody. I mean, this was one of my, you know, at the time I was a counselor. You know, so he was just an individual that was part of the school program. and nobody in the building could handle him. You know, so I became his one-on-one. I went from being his one-on-one to not just being his teacher, but graduating to be his godfather.
I
You see
knew you
what
was
I'm
gonna say
saying?
that. For some reason,
So
I felt
at the end
that.
of the day,
I
like,
felt it in my soul. I knew you was gonna
like
say
with
it.
this young boy, like I love him to death. You know what I mean? Like he got 2 daughters right now. You know, whatever he gotta do, you know, to make sure that they happy, I tell him, you know what I mean, do what you gotta do, but make sure you be careful. Because at the end of the day, I can't change you from what you want to do, but just make sure you're careful. But it's a lot of things that I said in the past that stick with him. And he said that today, like on live, and I had a little moment when I'm in my office. I'm like, wow, you see what I'm saying?
Aw,
Like
that's
he
what it's about,
he was
though.
just like, yo, thank you, because everything I'm speaking, it came from you. But I was already thinking that when he was talking. I'm like, yo, I used to say this to him, but when he acknowledged it,
Regurgitated it, like,
you know what I mean?
give it
Yes,
back.
man.
But I tell
was just
people
like,
all the
wow, man.
Give
I
it
tell
back to
people
you.
all the time, I've been a little brother before,
I love
and
it.
my sister has said a lot of shit to me that I fought against.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, she say, guys my age or guys that I go to school with, they take better care of their hats, because I had 100 hats, but they was all over the floor. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I don't give a fuck what they do with their hats. These my hats. Da 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 da. As soon as I slam the door, I'm throwing away all the fucked up hats. I'm trying to straighten out the savable hats. I'm trying to cop more hats. Like, just because they don't initially you don't feel like they get it, they get it. Initially, it's somebody's response to buck sometimes, or even if they don't buck, they might seem like they not. They might seem like they not catching it.
Take it
But
off.
what you got is validation of the fact that whether you knew if he caught it or not, he caught it.
Right.
But one thing that we got to teach the youth is that it only takes one split decision. It takes 5 seconds to fuck up the rest of your life.
Exactly.
Less
you got a
than
choice,
that.
Jay.
Less than that.
That's what they gotta understand. You got a choice.
Less
to
than
make.
that.
You don't got this. You don't gotta make the choice that's the common choice that everybody have. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people. You know what I mean? You think like, all right, this how they think, and let me make this choice. Nah,
Be an independent
make the
thinker.
right- exactly. Be independent and make the choice that's good for.
I think
That's
part
what I
of
try
you
to
in
teach
the
my
future.
kids every day.
I think part of the reason I survived was never wanting to be average.
Yeah.
Like I
Agreed.
never equated myself with what anybody else was doing.
But let me
And
ask you
if
this.
you were doing something that I thought was amazing and you weren't like a genius, then I knew that I could do it too.
Let me ask you this.
So
though,
that I
right?
didn't have any holdbacks from that, even though I had my,
But then with that too, you gotta also understand, like, make sure, like you just said, like I can do it because I seen that person. That's how I feel sometimes, like in what's going on in this world, like in our markets. I'm gonna just say this: our urban community. A lot of people will be like, "Oh, all right, I see them doing it. I can do that too." But you only decided to do it because you popular. However, this person is really
Working.
passionate about it. You're not.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes, like, and that's why I say about saturated markets. Me and my cousin was just
Amen.
talking about this.
It's
It's
passion
crazy.
versus
I'm sitting up here
purpose.
talking about this right now.
Amen.
Right.
Wednesday with my bro and Fia and Kate. Because me and my cousin just literally had this conversation, you know what I mean, about saturated markets and just different things that's going on. So, I mean, like, you right about that though, Jay. Like, my thing is you gotta understand what's good for you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You really gotta think. You really have to think. You see what I'm saying?
Because when I say I could do it, I'm thinking of it from an aspect of why be mad that somebody else is doing something that you're capable of trying to figure out yourself.
Exactly.
So, like, I'm never envious of what somebody's doing. I'm knowing that they dedicated energy and time to that. And if I wanted to accomplish that, I should be able to, on some level, accomplish that. Maybe not in their way. Like, Swiss
And it
was the
should be
nigga
Like
their
that...
way.
Jay can sell weed.
It should be your
but
own
Jay
way.
ain't gonna be selling no weave out here.
Right.
You know what I'm
That's why it
saying?
shouldn't be that way anyway. It should be
But
in
like
your own
anything,
way.
and I mean that goes with everything. I do a lot of things, especially now that I'm in entertainment and media,
Yeah.
that you could look up and you be like, well, everybody does that. But I don't take it the way a lot of people take it. I don't carry it the way because I understand business more than anything, and I understand quality and consistency. So I take my arrogance out of it. No, every hustle requires quality and consistency.
Sure. Consistency for
But
sure.
You
Across
see
the
how
board.
you say it. That
So,
and that goes to his meaning and his thoughts.
But I take my
Because everybody not
arrogance
about
out of
quality.
it, and
They
I
about
watch
quantity.
people. But I watch people that are great, and I try to learn all day long.
Yeah.
I read all day long. We go through dumbass articles and snippets about how the market is changing.
And you know what
all
you're doing?
day
You know what you're
long.
doing right there though, Jay?
What?
You being that follower, but to other individuals, you're being a leader because they
Mhm.
watching you.
And that's the thing. I
Yeah,
kind of
man.
know that they watching, so it's kind of like I can't
You're a
like
leader.
I can't drop this ball, man. We got to
Right.
figure it out But at the end of the day, I'm gonna be fine. You're gonna be fine. She's gonna be fine because we're happy in our purpose.
Right.
We're good in our purpose. If it's not this thing, it'll be something else.
Yeah.
But this thing is something that we control and that we can get out what we need to get out in between everything else that we have going on.
Right.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? That's the blessing in having your own platforms and having freedom on platforms. I left FM radio for a reason.
Man, it's a blessing to have a freedom of speech. Fuck that, man. That's
And not that I wouldn't do it again, but in that situation, it just wasn't conducive to where I was moving, and it wasn't more important than this.
Yeah.
And
You
guess
see what I'm saying? And people look at that as a step back at the time. Now look at it. It's not. The brand is real. We made it a thing. Safia, K, like we said, you know what I mean? The team have made this a
Sippin with
thing.
Sammie, baby.
But go ahead, Saf, because we about to get out of here.
No, that's cool. I was just saying that's the thing, but I'm about to open a whole nother can of worms. So it's okay.
Yeah, I was
about to
about
go
to
off.
listen. I say you about to get deep over there because
I
I ain't
was
gonna lie.
like,
What
yo.
you just said, you speaking of what I was thinking. I was like, yo, I could go ahead and say something else, but
No.
it's probably about that time. You know what I mean?
It's all
You
good.
know what I'm
It's
saying?
all
We'll
good.
talk
That's-
another time.
Nah,
Listen,
we-
I'll be
we
back.
can do
I
this many
promise.
more
I'm gonna
times,
look. I'm
man.
gonna promise you on camera. I'll be back.
We just had to fight.
Oh,
to
you
get
see
him on
that?
here, but
I'm
now
gonna
we
hold
I
you
trying-
to it.
promise. Then
See,
Listen,
the
I'll
Saf
be
effect.
back.
Same thing happened to Saf.
I'll
That's
be
how I
back
got
then.
Saf.
Nah, listen, I'm gonna come back because, and this is my only time saying it on camera, because I'm the one that don't want to get on camera
Yeah.
at all. Jay asked
I
me
have that
plenty of
effect on
times,
people.
man.
No, obviously you
Fly
had
Boy
an effect on people
Friday,
because you
I
did it
mean,
twice.
And he just did it to me today. I ain't expect
This my
this.
brother, yo. He's not gonna fight me about no bullshit.
Yeah, I can.
Like at the end of the day, as much as he wants to be humble, if I want to celebrate this man and I want him on my platform, he not gonna keep denying me that.
I can't.
Now, mind you,
can't.
half of me said maybe next
He
time,
gonna want to fight me,
but I
now.
wasn't gonna stop till I knew
He ain't
it
gonna
had
tell
to
you.
be next time.
Hey, Sav, he ain't gonna tell you that though. He gonna want to fight me. He gonna say something behind, you know what I mean,
I
behind the
caught that.
camera. You know
I
what I mean?
caught
Like yo, what's up, man? You gonna keep on like
I
what's
caught
going
that.
on?
No, it's all
No,
love.
we
You
ain't-
know that. You
We
know
ain't
you
never
believe that.
fighting. I'm gonna keep it G
We ain't
with
gonna
you.
do that
We ain't
though.
never
We ain't gonna
fighting.
do that,
It's
man.
all
You want me to
love.
tell you what
He
he
gonna
told
let me know though.
You want me to tell you what he told me?
What's that?
I was chasing somebody up some steps one night, right? He beat me up the steps, which is the night I found out he was faster than me on steps, right? I had no idea. This nigga's an animal. He passed me. I was in front of him. And then when I got to the door slammed, and I'm trying to kick the door open, and this nigga jumped in front of the door and said, "That's what you're not going to do. Because if you get in there, they can do whatever they
I
want
ain't
to
think you was
you."
gonna bring that up ever.
You didn't hit nobody that night. I figured this
I
was
know
a safe
that.
story.
I know.
But mind you,
I know.
his
Think so.
intention was to beat me to the door slam. Like before that door slam, he was gonna get in there and hold it.
You know why?
Because
Before
it
we
was
go,
going down.
Because at the end of the day, when we were in school, when you knew one, it's all. Like, and Jay'll tell you, it was times where as though niggas ain't want to go to the club. We only went to the club because other squad wanted to go to the club, but I knew how other
Yeah,
people
they
would
go
think
there,
if they
right.
seen even one person from the squad. I mean, because like, yo, we literally had people telling us like, yo, I don't like y'all because y'all think y'all too thorough. How can a person think they too thorough?
Nigga told me, yo, I used to think you thought you was bitches. And this was how they used to talk. And I'm like, what the fuck do that mean? His man was like, because his brother was my man. He was like, yo, that mean that you think you get bitches. How do I think I get bitches?
Yeah, they ain't
You
like
gotta
that.
do I don't.
And you don't
They ain't
know
like
me.
that, yeah.
And you serve me lunch. You don't know me. I think I get bitches, or do you see me around a lot of women?
We
Like, that's
just
crazy.
just some cool guys. I mean, we friendly people. I mean, we good people. That's all.
And
Listen.
as you know from how I treat you and how I treat any of my female cohorts, we protective.
Absolutely.
We don't play about y'all.
Very protective.
None of that shit. So a lot of the women that hang around us is literally the homegirl.
Yeah, they literally
Yeah.
squad.
There's thottage around, of course.
They're squad.
But like you gotta realize these women have relationships, families, all type of lives and shit. They don't want to fucking worry
9
about
times
us.
out of 10,
Right,
you
we
see a woman
squad.
around
They
us,
worried
we
about it
squad.
being
Like, yo,
alive.
we
Family.
literally,
They
we
worried
literally
about it, we
squad.
good.
Right.
Any female that you see,
So we don't
especially
play
from
like
Morgan,
that.
we squad.
We don't play like
I
that.
mean-
So it's like weird when like people get their perception of you, but like it was like that at one point where you had to be careful because somebody get drunk enough,
We
then
gonna
they gonna
it.
try you. And we had to go. And a lot of times we was
Yeah,
right.
that happened before.
A lot of times
We'll
we
talk
was
about
right.
that off
We're
camera.
not talking about that no more.
We'll talk off
Yo,
camera.
you know what's
listen,
crazy?
I still speak
You
my
and Diamond,
sunshine. We
boy.
gonna liven it up, okay?
No, but what I want to do is make sure that people know how to get in contact with you.
Oh,
how
with
to
me,
find you, your initiatives and all of that, how they can support all
well, I'm
of
gonna give it to y'all while it's still lasting right now, cause I ain't be honest, I I don't know how long
'Cause y'all
I'm gonna be
shifting.
on. No. I'm a person that's gonna be able to be reached. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna make sure people will be able to reach me before, but I'm gonna be shutting down. Maybe I'll be shutting down my social media like soon.
Well, what
see what I'm
about
saying?
the website for the programs and organizations?
Well, listen, right now, everything right now though. Still, I'm still Jew_tandem. You know what I mean,
Okay.
IG, I'm still Jew_tandem. I mean, Facebook, Michael Joan Bughurst.
Mhm.
I mean, you gotta send me a message, man, because I ain't with all the funny stuff. I gotta let y'all know that right now. I ain't with that negative stuff, man. So, at the end of the day, like when it comes to certain individuals, listen, I'm gonna point you in the right direction, and that's what it is. I mean, I know a lot of people want to, get around certain individuals. I'm gonna point you in that direction, and that's just me. You know what I mean? Big shout out to my little cuz, you know what I mean? Because he was just happy and ain't think. Like, yo, you know them? Like, yo, they my little bros. I put him on FaceTime with both of them. He was just like, he was just ecstatic. Like, he telling all his friends now be more. He just like ecstatic. But, I mean, just,
That's
I mean,
dope.
follow me. I mean, at the end of the day, like, I ain't hard to find. You know what I mean? Chester City Hall. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, you do got to
Talk that
ask for me. You
talk.
can't just walk. You can't just
Talk
walk
that
in the
talk.
back. You see what I'm saying? You do got to ask. I mean, if you ain't got no appointment, you know what I mean? I don't really know you.
Tell
You
him.
know what I mean? But
Word.
at
He
the end of
talking
the
that
day,
talk,
I
yeah.
mean, you can really, reach me, like I said, Jew_tandem. Yeah, I mean, Michael Joan Bughurst, like Jay said. It's funny that he said that. I ain't got no middle name either, y'all. Just to let y'all know that. But
June Bug.
I mean, and listen, you can reach me if you know one of my peoples. I guarantee you, especially if you know SippinwitSammie, you can reach me.
I'll find him. He
You-
probably
no,
find
he
me
ain't,
while
listen,
you
he
calling
ain't even
me.
gotta find me. You feel me?
He popped up on me in South Philly a couple weeks ago. Shit
Oh,
was
listen,
crazy.
he didn't even know I was coming. Like, he didn't even know I was there.
That is so
You
funny.
Hey,
know how you
Sav.
get to where you at and you know that they know already?
Sav, look, listen, this is hold on, before we get out of here, I gotta say this since you brought it up. I already hit my cousin because my peoples live around that way. I'm riding past the courts. I didn't even know the games was going on. Out of the whole crowd, I look
You
to
see
my
him?
left. I'm driving. Who the hell do I see? I
This
see
one.
this bull. I call him like, yo, blah, blah, blah. He like, yo, where you at? Nigga, yo, man, just come on, step out the street, man. I'm around the corner. I'm coming up. You know what I mean? I'm coming up Tasker right now. But at the end of the day, that's just how it is when it
What
comes
the
to my
kids
people.
say,
You
good in every hood?
know what I mean? You good in every hood.
You right,
And he was
Yeah,
down there, you know what I mean?
am. I feel it.
Of course.
No, but that was love, though. But definitely appreciate your time. Saf, give me a rundown for the rundown.
You already know y'all in this building, but check me out on the Scene magazine for your positive platform. We got some really, really, really dope things coming out very soon. First week of October, if you're checking this out very recent. If not, you can check us out whenever on the scenemagazine.com. Positive platform for everything from entertainment to education. Holla at me.
And check out the Sippin' with Sammie podcast every Thursday on all your streaming platforms at 4 p.m. We control happy hour. Speaking of happy hour, check me out every Friday, which is Friday on
Don't mind if I
Glocawear
do.
Radio. Sippin' with Sammie is the host of Flyboy Friday Radio, 4 to 6 p.m. every Friday on Glocawear Radio. You could download the app. You could go on the .com. You could do the YouTube thing. We on there. If you need any Sippin' with Sammie podcast merch, Amateur Twerking Sucks merch, Flyboy Friday Radio merch, you need to get the Sippin' with Sammie
just got mine.
podcast glasses. We got gift sets and all type of stuff coming. Just reach out, man. Hit me at Sippin' with Sammie for the Sippin' with Sammie merch. Any Friday merch, hit up Flyboy Friday Radio on Instagram. DM them. We'll make sure we make it happen. Please believe all merch is quality, but that fly shit, my God.
Flash it
We
only.
got hockey jerseys, football jerseys, Dickies shirts, champion hoodies. Like it ain't no light shit going on
Flash
that
it
side,
only.
man. So that's kind of like one of them things where if you see it, you gotta hit them up immediately because we ain't got 100 of them. That type
Let's
shit.
go.
But we appreciate y'all for tuning in always. Anybody that supports, we appreciate you. Shout out to Baked and Fuck Goods. Shout out to Chick with the Juice.
Chick.
2 of our favorite sponsors. You know what I mean? Shout out to Font Productions at Font Philly on Instagram. PHANTPHILLY.
You heard it.
And I
Sheesh.
will be premiering my new video featuring Corey Williams this Friday. They ain't ready on Glocawear Radio, Flyboy Friday Radio. Some point during my show. I ain't telling y'all what time. Tune in. Fuck it.
Oh.
Appreciate y'all.
It's the king of hooks, baby. Sam Malone, what up? Corey. Yeah, man. more.
Yeah.
They ain't ready. In the streets we can't cry no more.
Slick as I wanna be, smoothest ever seen. Melody could be felony, what you telling me? Learn to play from Bill Bellamy, Peter Guns, someone else. I'm something else, something different. That's what she sniffing. Caught Malone shit, different from pimping. Scene was basic till I slipped in. Trapping, loading, clipping, saying on niggas bitches. I call niggas bitches. Like bitch handle business first, boy, yak like incense. Twist 3, dismiss. That's Malone's mistress. Music business, I'm trafficking. What was mastered in led through a path to sin. Walls crashing in. Cashing in, couldn't figure out what was happening, but trapped again, backfire from trapping in. Ironic as hell, my pocket's loud in the cell while waiting on Tiny to post bell. Oh hell.
Don't get what you're looking for. They ain't ready. In the streets we can't cry no more. They ain't ready. Don't fight right through the pain. They ain't ready. Can't see me walk through the gate.
Can't fight tears, I can't find fears that ain't mine. Can't see big blind, spend time showering shit time. Outside I'm on hills, all ting grounded. Like tunnels with backwoods, spark woods countless. Nights pitch black, go legit, switch back, loud pack, 6-pack, V8 hardly switch that. Ready to flip mattress, couches, and bounce. Something about grinding it out, I'm so bout it. Ready to get what I came for. Same ball, plenty corners bent in my stint, I became more. When it became war, I gave him Armageddon. Born legend, Sammie the veteran, I would bet on him. Follow his lead, take heed, use caution, never the one